Welcome to YellBro Road. I am Jordan, and today I'm going to turn my volume down. Oh, today TPUSA had their scheduled video where I guess Candace Owens was invited to, but she didn't want to show up in person. So they didn't do it, or they didn't have her over. At the same time, we're going to see someone actually be a part of this TPUSA thing, talking about the Charlie Kirk evidence, conspiracy theories, whatever. You're going to see a guy show up here on virtually. It's like, why couldn't Candace just do that? Either way, Erika Kirk, Candace Owens had a meeting to where Candace wouldn't be there anyways, probably, right? She'd have her own little private meeting with her where I believe Erika Kirk flew to their house, or flew to her house. I believe that's how that went down. And we have a little update of what Candace says happened, which I looked at a little bit but didn't really read it, so it's going to kind of be like a real reaction. But before I get started, don't forget to share, support, hopefully donate to all the links in the description box. Also, please check out the Discord link if you want to join that. We are in that Discord right now as I speak. We're not live. We're not live.
Or else.
We're not live. As you can see, you're watching a recording, right, guys? You know that, right? The duck thought you guys were stupid. You guys knew that. Anyways, all opinions are welcome in this fabulous Discord. Also, please, everything I show you will be linked in the description box for you to look at on your own. You don't want to hear us, as I think a Nick fan said, was yapping. While Nick, sarcastic assholes his way through an interview because he's intimidated by questions. But you don't want to hear us yapping or our opinions or our thoughts, or you don't want to hear Dubster ordering French fries or sneezing in the background. Please go watch all this shit on your own. I highly recommend for your own sake. Either way, let's get started. Now, usually when we cover the, this is not really a gossip video. This is more about here's the evidence that TPUSA is presenting to showcase how they're debunking the narratives that everyone's curious about. But either way, it's I like to start with some other stories first that will lead right into the main videos. And of course, we will start with Gaza and the shitty weather mixed with shitty social conditions colliding. As you can see here, when you destroy all their homes and they have nothing but tents to fucking live in, and the tents themselves cost a decent amount of money from what I've heard. Expect more disaster, more death. Just expect more of it. You have a guy right here who lives there. There you go.
As you see here, rain and windstorms are hitting us in Gaza. Pray for us and for all the people who are living in tents in Gaza. The situation is very difficult, as you see.
So hopefully you heard him. He's saying, pray for us. Look at the fucking shitty conditions that are here. And it's already cold now. At nighttime, it gets colder. And I believe there's already reports of people dying from hypothermia.
Believe it.
So, but, a healthy society would volunteer to show up. Hey, guys, we're going to build some houses as fast as we can. And make sure everything's tenable. It's livable. That's what healthy people do. But we're surrounded by fucking idiots. Dumb
and
people.
devil worshippers.
There you go. We're going to hear some
I bet they're not.
I
bet they're not allowed to burn wood, right, in their tent situation.
Would you burn? Would you burn wood in there? Would you do that? Wouldn't you
no
choke yourself out or burn the fucking tent down?
Not in the tent, out in the front entrance to it, like a camper would. But
they're asking for campers, but they have these rickety tents instead, man.
No,
they can't even get fucking PVC pipes to stabilize that.
Oh, like a person camper.
Camping.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
But I asked that because the obvious answer is there's not a fucking tree in Gaza.
Well,
or at least not enough to fucking do anything like that.
As you see, it's fucking downpour.
Like a city.
How's a fire gonna survive that right here?
Oh,
really?
The ground's wet
talk about
too, right? Cars are hard to drive through. And whoever's lucky enough to have a car, good luck. Hey, God.
You're going to talk about what a healthy society would do. A healthy society wouldn't have ever let it get this bad in the first place.
Well, yeah. You guys were already volunteered to. Yeah, we can't allow this to happen. We're gonna step in and do something about this. But let's continue here with what'd you say, Joe? Devil worshippers?
Yeah,
Let's
devil
hear this.
worshippers.
Let's hear this because this is interesting. Here we go.
That's why today I'm taking one more step to protect Americans from the scourge of deadly fentanyl flooding into our country. With this historic executive order I will sign today, we're formally classifying fentanyl as a weapon of mass destruction, which is what it is. No bomb does what this is doing. 200 to 300,000 people die every year that we know of. So we're formally classifying fentanyl as a weapon of mass destruction.
For sure, that was written in quotes or in big letters from the emphasize weapons of mass destruction. Right?
No, I agree.
Oh,
That
this takes me back to 20 years ago. Goddamn.
Yeah, I agree that fentanyl is a weapon of mass destruction, but I obviously see the agenda behind why now.
Dude, if people are dumb enough to fall for this, once again, people are comparing what we're doing with Venezuela to Iraq, and it's like they're just like, yeah, we'll do it even more. We'll make it look more like the Iraq scenario by deeming something a weapon of mass destruction and saying these guys have it. They have the weapons of mass destruction. Meanwhile, like I think evidence would say they're not the king dinglings of fucking fentanyl on Earth. Right?
Yeah, we
I'm
don't
sure
get a lot
some-
of drugs coming out of Venezuela, and none of that shit is fentanyl.
I'm sure there's
Most we
some
get out of
fentanyl in the
Venezuela is
country.
a small amount of cocaine.
Yeah, like it, just like any population, there'd be some there, most likely. But is it like where it's being exported to around the world and all these other countries and America itself? Like, probably not. And what was the case with Iraq? People were like, "Yo, where the fuck were those weapons of mass destruction?" Which is why, like, hey, if you fall for this after Iraq, if you're like an older person, you fell for Iraq, and then you're gonna fall for this shit. Holy fucking shit! Take an IQ test for us, please.
All right, here's the trajectory that the fucking Iraq narrative took. First, it was weapons of mass destruction. Then it was, oh, Saddam is in bed with Al Qaeda. Then when that got proven, to be total bullshit, then it's just, oh, Saddam's just a bad guy, and then they killed him.
Well, actually,
I'm already seeing the trajectory here.
let me add something to it, which was,
Please.
well, with Iraq, what they were saying, on your nightly news broadcast is that they were worried that not just the possibility of Saddam in bed with Al Qaeda, but also considered what if he's enemies with Al Qaeda, and Al Qaeda takes over Iraq, and then boom, now they have the weapons of mass destruction, and they can use them. They already did 9/11, right, guys? And then that's part of the narrative that they were spinning as well. So,
oh fuck!
It's comical when you look back at it. It's comical, which makes this scenario obviously comical. And by the way, there's
like
two different things.
Cartoon.
Two different things. I mean, you could say, "Hey, I have this poison pill, and I'm going to purposely give it to people, get them to try to kill them," right? But if people are like willfully saying, "Yeah, I'll take that pill. Yeah, what do you got? I'll take it," and just taking it themselves, it's hard to put it in the category of weapon unless you're calling your own population a bunch of fucking idiots, which I guess is what they're saying, right?
So I read a little article on this, and it went a little bit further in depth of like how they're gonna address it. Like DOD's gonna step up some shit. DOJ's gonna step up some sentencing levels. Like if you get caught with it, whatnot. But
Yeah. We want clean cocaine here. We want it clean.
We only take clean Peruvian cocaine.
But hospitals have fentanyl all day, every day.
Yeah, because you can use them with procedures, right? Same
Yeah,
like
it's
cocaine used to be, right?
Apparently, it's not the exact same thing as street fentanyl.
Well, street fentanyl is very impure. There's a lot of garbage in there.
Well,
I don't know that to be the fact. They keep telling us that street fentanyl is way more deadly than controlled by hospitals and doctors and stuff fentanyl. But how the fuck would we know the difference?
Well, I assume
Like,
drug
we
dealers are
aren't-
trying to stretch potency, right? That's what they use fentanyl for, to stretch the potency, so that
You
they can
mean
use
like
less of the
cutting
real
it?
thing. Yeah, to use less of the, like, if someone has crack or cocaine, they want to stretch, or heroin, they want to stretch the use of the fucking heroin while keeping a level of potency that gets people coming back to you, right?
And also
assume that's idea.
Yes,
and also
but
the
they're
purposes are different too, because when you're taking fentanyl in a controlled hospital setting, it's usually for cancer patients who are getting the shit beaten out of them by chemo.
Yeah,
Well,
I got
they're
personal
saying, like-
experience. I have some personal experience with that, so
well,
so
here's
it
where
behooves
I'm
me to
confused.
understand.
They say like a millionth of a gram can kill like 5 people.
I
A
don't. That's
millionth of a
bullshit.
gram.
I'd have to hardcore
So-
look into that, because, like, we're like,
So
is that a narrative, or do you, like, believe that to be the case, or whatever?
it's
I
what's
think-
reported as true. And if that's
It
the
depends
case,
on
Well, who from?
oh no. And if that's the case,
Can't make it
there's
fun.
nothing a doctor could do with it either at that small of a level. Like,
yeah, you know, like,
they don't have a way of microscopically saying here's your dose to a millionth of a gram.
they bring Ant-Man in to cut it up. You know what I'm saying?
But anyway, I can shed a little light on that. Because usually drug doses are measured in milligrams, but for certain things, just because of how potent they are, or because it's something that there's not a lot of in the body, sometimes they do have to go to millionths, which is a microgram. Which for you scientists in the room, it's usually shown as the Greek letter mu. Now, usually if somebody's taking fentanyl and it has to be measured in micrograms, it'll be some number of micrograms of fentanyl on top of another opioid, like oxycodone, for example.
Yeah.
Now, I know this shit because I know somebody who had to take it. Actually, if I'm really gonna dive into this, I actually know 2 somebodies who had to take it.
Yeah. Oh man, it's all just eerie for him to be. I mean, I'm not surprised. It's not so eerie for me, but like, how many times can I scream like "wake the fuck up" or "you're an idiot if you believe this," or if you run with this narrative? Like, how many times?
What these fuckers are doing is just marrying the war on terror with the war on drugs.
I mean, essentially, narco terrorists.
If you're gonna measure those things even just by their own stated goals, abject failure all around, disaster.
Logically, wouldn't you like? Hey, let's look at the people that are directly giving it to people in the U.S. Wouldn't you do that? Like, no, we'll stop it from the source that we made up as the source. Venezuela. We'll stop it there. Like, what? Like, what if you do this and fentanyl overdoses don't go down at all? What happens then? You pick a new country to bomb? Oh, we were wrong. My bad. It was actually Colombia. We gotta bomb them now. They need a regime change over there.
I can tell you why he's picking fights with Colombia too.
Their leader.
Because their president Gustavo Petro is number one. He's got some very left-leaning ideas, and number 2, he slighted Trump personally. He called Donald a pedophile.
No, Trump said cocaine's good.
Now, Joe.
Trump said
Come on,
cocaine's good.
son.
You don't remember that, Jordan? Trump said cocaine. That's they
I
have
know.
good cocaine that's coming in America from Colombia.
We really
But
appreciate it.
this,
I know it was funny, but it's bigger than his personal personality things.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying it's all. I'm not saying it's all personal, but Trump does definitely insert a very personal dimension into a lot of his behavior.
I wish that was so true, but I don't see it, bro. I don't see it. I see things that he's already aiming towards. That's what I see. things he's already aiming towards, and they just look like the excuse to make it seem like it's just one guy doing all this. And if we replace this one guy, things will get better. Things will improve. Meanwhile, it's like, no, you're just trading out faces and characters, bro. That's all you're doing, in my humble opinion. That's what I think is actually happening. So the whole narcissist thing, even though he could be a narcissist, very possibly, but I don't think that drives policy. It drives rhetoric, but not exactly policy. It's more so that the policy of Colombia was going to lend a hand towards Venezuela, and thus you're getting in the way of us fucking them up. And you know what? Maybe you're next. Seems pretty.
I won't be surprised if he. I won't be surprised if we start seeing him picking a fight with Trinidad too, because we've already seen some dead fishermen from that country.
I don't know.
Up a bunch of boats that were there.
I don't know if they're fishermen, Joe. Like, you can't give them a fucking inch of room. You can't. I don't know if they're fishermen. They could be drug dealers. Either way, do you take care of it that way? That makes no sense the way they're doing it. It's destructive and it's fucking anti-human shit.
Let's see. We have several thousand military personnel, several major warships. We have high-powered electronics that are capable of delivering us footage in 1080p, if we so need it, or at worst 480p.
Yeah.
And let's see, we see a strange-looking boat out on the water. How do we handle this? Oh, that's right, we murder people.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't fucking talk to the Coast Guard or nothing. We just kill them.
No,
all
the Navy has 1999 cameras too.
Yeah, everyone does.
Just like that New York prisoner.
But my point, Joe, there was like you can believe they're fishermen. Fine, if you believe that, that's fine. But I would strongly advise not getting trapped into that discussion to where one day they release footage and maybe one day there is a drug dealing guy, or they always were drug dealing guys. In which case, they're like, see, look, now I don't have to listen to you anymore. I'm not giving any little dweeby little fuckface any fucking room to have an argument anywhere.
Well, that's why I brought up the ridiculous decision tree that they're going down.
Yeah, but if
they got
you
all
say
these
they're
people,
all fishermen.
all this hard. Well, they got all these people. They got all this fucking hardware on hand, and nobody thinks, if this boat is doing something suspicious, maybe we should just, force them to turn back around.
Or just capture them. You want to do that? Again, that's like
we can't.
Simple-ass idea. Catch them when they enter shores in America. You have trackers on. You can see where they're at. You got them.
Well, I mean, then we'd have to stop the boat. We would have to search it, and that would mean I'd have to get up and...
They just took a giant fucking oil tanker. They could stop these little boats if they want to. Come on, son.
Oh, but there's oil on that boat, so that's different.
Ah, okay. Fair enough.
There was apparently 6 Navy SEALs that did the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, because it's...
6 Navy SEALs cleared that oil tanker.
Yeah, because it's not a military ship. It's a fucking... like commercial ship, right? It's for fucking for shipping oil around and shit like that, bro. It's not it's not their Navy boat, right? That's why
it's a fucking oil tanker that I'm pretty sure was headed to Cuba based on the trajectory.
Yeah, send 3 guys with guns down there and they'll fucking like, hey, put your hands up, and they'll take over the fucking boat. Like, it is what it is. But
yeah, that is an oil tanker is the last fucking thing you bring into a fucking hot zone.
Yeah. But, all right. Let's move on to more of the Charlie Kirk stuff. With some interesting clips I have here. This is from Jack Posobiec, where he's live streaming, so I'm not going to play that. But you can see here, breaking. Governor Cox misspoke early on. The gun was not disassembled after the shooting. It was intact as the shooter ran across the roof. So, how's that breaking? It took that long to realize like he didn't take the gun apart. He had it intact when he jumped off the roof.
Oh, he's such a slop artist.
It's like a retconning, right?
Why does anybody listen to this idiot?
Well, like we know where Jack Posobiec's at. He's here to clean up the story, make sure you realize it was Antifa that fucking did all this. That's his job, essentially.
Yes, transgender Antifa or fucking whoever. The solution to all the world's problems.
Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. Just want to point out some of the logic of things. Like, oh no, he didn't do that. So but you were probably defending this the whole time that he did disassemble a gun. I don't know. I can't say I know, but let's move on. We're gonna see a clip from Beyond Absurd here, where when I did this video, when I reacted to this, I was like, oh, this guy has clips for days with Alex Jones fucking talking out loud about this topic, bro. He is horrendous, and it's fucking. This is hilarious, actually. I'm gonna just hit play. Here you go.
And what pushed me over the edge is this latest Charlie Kirk was a Jew thing. A book, after he dies, magically is here, where he holds the Sabbath on Saturdays and all this. And we went and looked it up, and none of it's true. I mean, come on. He did more work on Saturday the other day running around the country. Chat GPT, no one can find him ever saying
Cat GPT.
You know, the stuff about the Sabbath when you get home and turn the lights off on Friday night.
So every Friday night, I take a Jewish Sabbath, turn off my phone Friday night to Saturday night. The world cannot reach me, and I get nothing from the world. It will bless you infinitely.
I believe that honoring the Sabbath is the commandment that allows you to honor the other 9 commandments, and that the enemy has gone after the honoring the Sabbath because then it is easier to weaken the other 9.
Alex Jones is not crazy. He's early. Got to remember that. He's early. He's ahead of the curve. Alex, go ahead. Take it and run.
So I've gotten to the point of almost zero lying. And it's super empowering. And again, it's cleaning out your computer.
My ears are
your
bleeding,
brain can
Jordan.
then
Is that
operate,
normal?
not worrying about telling lies. It can just say what's accurate.
Who the fuck writes this guy's stuff?
Well, he just says shit. It's hilarious. He just says shit. And just we'll just pretend he didn't say it before. I'll just move on like he didn't say it in the first place. That has been Alex Jones's at least more recent career, right? I used to watch Alex way back. I watched some of his documentaries. I watched a tiny bit of his radio show. I was like, all right, whatever. But he's not to me, he wasn't an aficionado. I thought he was oh, you're kind of whatever. Next, and I move on to someone else when I'm first learning things or trying to look into things. There's a long gap of years where I was not watching Alex Jones. And then you have New Day Alex Jones, and he is ridiculous. Fucking ridiculous. And part of me, I partially understand the audience, where if you don't know anything, and this is the first guy you run into, you may think oh my God, I didn't know any of this stuff. Whoa, look at this. Oh my God, he's showing me headlines from fucking magazines and newspapers that are confirming what he's saying. Oh my God, I could fall for this shit. Right? And they maybe get there, but at some point, those little IQ tests happen where it's wait a minute, what did you say, Alex? But I just saw this with my own eyes, and you're telling me something different happened. Make that make sense. And of course he won't. And hopefully those guys smarten up and walk away. Or maybe watch Alex Jones just a little bit differently. I don't like people watching Alex Jones. Maybe you're watching a little bit differently. A little bit more, acute vision, A little bit sharper of what's this guy doing? That's what I would recommend, But, all right. Just thought that was a funny clip. Let's move on to even more Charlie Kirk stuff. And we have this clip right here. And of course, they're rolling this out as the attack in Bondi, Australia, right? Bondi Beach in Sydney, Australia. The Brown University shooting, although they haven't caught the guy yet, as far as I know. And what's the other one? Well, I mean, the Rob Reiner thing, I think, was his kid, right? His kid killed him.
Yeah, right now they're pretty sure his son Nick did it. But that's still very new information, so we're gonna have to wait and see.
Yeah, it's up in the air. Sad story, man. But not that I'm running with Rob Reiner in any form or fashion, bro. He was full of shit. As a political commentator, he's full of shit. Fucking idiot. Full of shit like this guy was full of shit. You're about to hear how full of shit this guy was too. Just being honest. All right? To me, that's real care. To be honest about what you're seeing in front of you, what you've heard from these people. To be honest about it. but not pray for their fucking death or pray for their suffering. Just more so, like, here it is. Like, I can't not look at it and say this is some devil worshipping sounding shit. Like, it is what it is. And it's like, this is, by the way, the clip you're about to watch here, this is not some, like, oh my God, Charlie really thought about it one day. This is more so, these are passed down from above of talking points and statements this guy's supposed to lean in towards to trick you, audience members. I know he died. It's sad. It sucks. I'd rather him, like, have an epiphany about things. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see that except for random, I guess, text messages that Candace can show us. But that's not enough. I wish I could see, like, a real, actual, oh my God, I see the light. But instead, when he was alive, we got shit like this.
Spiritual battle is coming to the West. And the enemies are wokeism or Marxism combining with Islamism to go after what we call the American way of life. And the American way of life is very simple. I want to be able to get married, buy a home, have kids, allow them to ride their bike till the sun goes down, send them to a good school, have a low crime neighborhood, not to have my kid be taught the lesbian, gay, transgender garbage in their school. While also not having them have to hear a Muslim call to prayer 5 times a day. That's important.
Muslim call to prayer.
We want the American way of life, which is, by the way, Christendom. Spiritual battle.
That's not Christian, Charlie. Sorry to tell you, but you got tricked, or you're one of the tricksters yourself. Take it away, Joe.
I was just going to say that what he's trying to sell here is basically a fucking episode of Leave It to Beaver.
Well, I see this caption right here, these words, the spiritual battle. I'm like, you've been nowhere near it, Charlie. You've been amongst it, but as probably like a NPC style character. You're kind of a non-combatant on that level. In my humble opinion, you're doing politics and sociological ideas to try to condition people, particularly young people, to get them to move in your direction, which is not for your behalf, it's for motherfuckers above your head's behalf. And I don't mean God when I say that. I mean other motherfuckers in suits. It's quite sad. And it's like, damn, bro, you didn't have a chance to wake the fuck up. You were getting turned out the entire time. Or he could just be a part of it himself. I'm just saying. He could be a brainwashed dupe or actually a part of the fucking problem. Part of trying to terraform the earth in the image of fucking cunty devil worshippers. I hope he wasn't that. I hope he was just, at best, a dupe. But regular motherfuckers that know about a spiritual battle don't say shit like this. We know it's about character and individuals. Not an entire thing where so many people are grouped into it. Look what Christians do. Imagine that statement when some Christian guy does something bad. Look what Christians do. See how unfair that sounds? It's kindergarten. It's pre-K. Like, ethics, you know? But, like, that seems to be, like, you have to be able to... Someone needs to point that out. Because these motherfuckers are falling for this shit. And there's no... It's not a coincidence that all these things are happening, right? And Mr. Spokesperson for TPUSA puts this shit out. Like, you tell me what that is. Is there anything... Like, honestly, think about, like, the worst things that can happen in the world. Don't you see something when it's like, I'm going to use the death of this guy to mentally condition and entrain young people to move in a direction and see Islamophobia everywhere? Or, oh, God, gay agenda. Is that how you handle that shit? Hey, there's guys in boats bringing fentanyl to the U.S. Let's blow them up. Is that how you handle shit? If you're fighting a spiritual battle, is that how you do it? No, you don't. Like I said, all these fools would run from fucking Christ. They'd run for their lives. And no, Joe, they wouldn't try to kill that fool. They'd run first. They'd run fast. Let's get the fuck out of here.
What I said. Most of them will run away, and a few of them will try to kill him.
They're too pussy, Joe. Let's just be honest about that. These are weak people. Very weak people. And the way they project themselves is, like, so plastic. You can tell they're fragile as shit. You see, like, oh my God, here's Charlie Kirk and a happy life and, all that stuff, right? If you took that fool's money away, watch that fucking smile go away quickly. But Charlie, you still have God, though. You're good. You still have Christ and God. You're good. He won't be good. Just like any of these motherfuckers. Andrew Colvett, take his fucking money away and watch him flip out. We saw it from Charlie, didn't we, in those text messages? Right? Yeah, the Jewish donors took $2 million from us. You know what? I might give up on the Jewish cause. Those are his words, weren't they? But I thought it was about the spiritual battle, Charlie. What happened? Exactly.
To the extent that there is any kind of spiritual battle, he is not in. I guarantee you that Charlie Kirk, fucking Jack Posobiec, and all these other whoever the fuck, pick somebody out of the pick a name out of the wind. I guarantee you these motherfuckers are not really interested in it.
No.
They're only interested in it as far as their fucking paychecks clear.
Or they're so conditioned that they're not actually acting on their own volition. It's someone else's objective, someone else's motives, on and so forth. I have to leave. Like, it is what it is. Right, I leave room for the idea that these people believe this stuff. I leave room for that idea. But it's like, either way, it's like you got to slap the fucking razor out of the baby's hand so he doesn't cut anyone with it. It is what it is. Or themselves with it. But, okay. Let's get. I just wanted to showcase that just the multi-levels of things here. First of all, Charlie, once again, when Charlie was alive, not the greatest order of righteousness and morality. Showcase there. Then you have Charlie dying, and then some asshole that claims to be his best friend using his image and likeness to sell a narrative right on the back of all the things that we saw over this weekend. Genius. Brilliant. God loves it, doesn't he? Like, God loves borders and ice and security and oil from Venezuela. God loves all those things, doesn't he? All of a sudden.
Hey, Jordan, don't you remember? This kind of society is exactly what Jesus had in mind when he invented capitalism.
Yeah. So, now let's move on to...
Oh, God damn it.
Now that I told you what I think Charlie Kirk is like what he was like as a person, now let's move on to the more sympathetic side, which is...
Can I just add another item quickly? Understand something. Even if these people got all the social positions they wanted, so all the immigrants, all the gay people, and all the Muslims, let's say they suddenly blink out of existence, life will still be just as unaffordable as it is now, and we will still be facing a lot of climate crises later this century.
Possibly. I don't know. I'm sure there's... I could basically guarantee there'd be problems. Climate change, I don't fucking know about, honestly. Not a scientist about it. I don't know enough, honestly. But socially,
if you're interested, yeah. I can help you figure some of that out.
I mean,
yeah,
I could bring up Corbett, and he'll have a different idea. But right,
irrespective of what all the black transgender gay Muslims that they like to scream about are doing. There are entire countries that will be underwater, and there will be large portions of Asia that are uninhabitable early next century because it's just going to be too fucking hot.
Well, some people that are not in the conservative ink, they don't believe that either for different reasons, and they have some compelling arguments. Corbett has some compelling arguments. He does. Even though David Icke's a little bit more wacky, he has some compelling arguments about it. So
what's Corbett saying?
He showcases their idea of climate science and quote unquote peer reviewed, and shows like, well, it's not all peers actually included of this reviewing, and certain things get dismissed off like outright because they don't come away with the conclusion that I guess the scientific boards want to hear. Which I leave room for because I've seen it in other areas. Shout out to
that's a huge problem. It's called publication bias.
Yeah, so I don't really know.
Shit doesn't get published unless there's like a big oh shit in there.
Yeah. Well, my personal answer, because I don't know the fucking science. I don't even know if I care to know the science, honestly. I guess I would, but
It's worth learning.
well,
Trust me.
my idea would be like, why not take care of the planet anyways, whether it's imminent doom for humans or not, because the Earth will be fine. The Earth will be fine. It's us who will be fucked.
Yeah.
So
It's just like George Collins said, the planet will be fine. The people are fucked.
yeah. But I'm
Pack your
saying,
shit
like,
up, folks. We're going away.
well, it's like, why not take care of the planet anyways? That's my actual answer. Take care of the planet anyways. Right? I don't want to, get out of Penn Station in New York City and get fucking black soot in my fucking nostrils from spending a fucking day there. That's ridiculous and stupid, and probably not good for people to breathe that shit in, right? Maybe let's clean that up. I don't want islands of garbage floating around the fucking ocean. Didn't have that either.
Actually, since you brought up toxic air and air pollution, guess what? We've already got some numbers coming in from people who have to live near these big ass AI data centers.
Yeah,
that air pollution is making them sick, and it's causing cancer rates to rise.
I could believe it for sure.
So the fix is already in. This shit is bad for us. We are not ready. We are not fucking ready.
Yeah. Joe, you're such a leftist, by the way. A leftist. You know what? I'm gonna add some shit into that, Joe. The little motherfuckers with no spiritual fucking backbone that we're calling out from these conservative and grifter motherfuckers. Guess what? The other team has just as many. Oh yeah. I remember AOC when she was first running, and her words were, "We need to fight for morality and righteousness." And then you watch her move around. It's like, really? Where? Where's it at?
She's abandoned us.
Abandoned? Was she there in the first place? Should be the question you're
An
asking.
excellent question.
I'm just saying. And there's plenty of motherfuckers like that. Kyle Kalinske has no spiritual fucking backbone. That dude's a fucking pretzel. He's a little pretzel. Brittle. Take his money away and watch him squirm. Watch him dance and squirm.
Yeah, he's way my chief problem with him is that he is way too ready to lend credence to the Democratic Party when they have shown over and over and over they will not fight. They will not fight when it actually matters. It's all a game of pretend.
I mean, if he hasn't figured that out by now, like...
If he hasn't figured that out by now, then I think he may have made some deeper errors.
I mean, you could put it in the context of mistakes, but we'll see. You'll get your IQ test too as well, Joe, I think. That's my prediction. You'll get that IQ test where it's like, this thing right here, you can't be against. And watch him dance against it. It's like, oh. There you go. But either way, let's continue and go on to the more sympathetic nature of the Charlie Kirk character, which is him being murdered, right? I don't think anyone here wants that. I hope no one in the audience would want that. So, like, I want him to have a chance to hopefully, like, have an epiphany, right? Realize there's bigger questions about the world and life itself, and thus dive into those topics instead of dumbing things down for the sake of getting us to vote right in the midterms, right? Something bigger than this stupid political shit.
As far as that whole thing goes, I would be much happier if Charlie Kirk had lived to maybe reconsider some of his decisions.
Oh, that's the funny thing is that's everyone, Joe. That is everyone. But he has a more public platform with some more less justifiable ideas, where it makes it a little bit more difficult for people to be sympathetic. But I'm sympathetic either way. Like I would want him to develop more towards what I would call righteousness, my own idea of righteousness, yeah, or maybe really discover like what are his lines. Like I can't cross this line morally. I would love for him to like really have a chance to go about that, and thus, since unfortunately he's not here, we have to dive into the like what happened to him, because I think that's very important. And we're going to start with Candace Owens making a statement about her meeting with Erika Kirk. Here we go. Candace says, Erika and I had an extremely productive 4.5-hour meeting that I think we both feel should have taken place a lot earlier than it did. We agreed much more than I had anticipated. Of course, we also disagreed on various points and people as well. Most importantly, we were able to share the intel and clarify intel. I will, of course, have a full rundown for you all tomorrow as I am currently exhausted. Sure. But I wanted to quickly let you guys know that absolutely nothing was held back, and the immediate result was that tensions were thawed. Okay. Is there any more to this? Let's see. Did she add anything to it? No. Okay, so just that statement right there. Okay. For me, that's something but nothing at the same time. Okay. Thank you for sharing. Just wanted to show people this, I guess. But let's get to TPUSA, where they had their own little thing that Candace was supposed to be attending, or Candace was invited to attend, but didn't. And one of the things that they brought up Candace was like, "Yeah, I'll do it, but you have to do it virtually. I'm not going to your place, all right, to go be there live. You could just ask me over Skype or the internet or FaceTime or
Skype's dead,
Zoom.
Jordan. Didn't you hear?
Whatever. You know what I mean? People know what
No, like
Skype
it's
is.
actually gone now. You didn't know?
No, because I don't use Skype. Listen, you know what I mean by Skype. Skype, Zoom, Google Hangouts, Discord, whatever. You get the idea. But there's going to be a guy here that's actually phoning in digitally. Somehow for some reason he was allowed to do this, but Candace couldn't have done this. Okay. But all right. Let's play the clip. I forgot this guy's name. Free something. Name.
I don't think I know who he is.
We'll see his name. I forgot his name. Something Free. Beak. I don't know. Either way, this guy's going to join, and as a lawyer, I believe he is, he's going to lay out the evidence that points to Tyler Robinson as the assassin. Here we go.
I wanted to have you on this because you are also mixing it up online. You are, you have defended, at least from what I can tell, I actually want to hear what your real thoughts are, aspects at least of the prosecution's case. If that is correct, which I believe it is, why do you believe aspects of the prosecution's case? Why do you believe that Tyler
prosecution's
Robinson
case for who?
against Tyler Robinson?
Well, this is like we live in this world of dichotomized or false dichotomies where if you say, you know, there's certain things I believe, and then everybody's immediate trope is, oh, so you believe the FBI, you believe the official narrative. And like, I don't believe anything, and I don't believe anybody except what I can, to the best of my ability, surmise, deduce, or, you know, observe myself. So, you know, do I think that there's any better explanation for what we already have in terms of Tyler Robinson having been on the roof, allegedly with a gun? I mean, you can always pick certain holes in certain stories and say, well, how did he get the gun down? And it had a towel on it when it should. The bottom line is you have video. I was watching it, you know, live the day of people hearing the shot ring out from the roof. They look over. You've got footage of a man who was later identified allegedly by his parents as Tyler Robinson. And so based on all of that, to get into the nitpicky, and people say, well, a 30-06 would never have not left an exit wound. And like, you know, Martin Luther King was shot with a 30-06. And then they say, oh, well, that struck him in the face and the jawbone, and that's a hard bone, so it doesn't go through the whole body there. So like, then you say, okay, well, there are circumstances in which a 30-06 would not have an exit wound. But it's not a question of blindly believing a narrative. You just, you know, do your best based on whatever evidence is available as of now. And you know, the exploding lapel mic was preposterous in the first place. I mean, almost too preposterous to even feel the need to address. But people complicating things by saying, hey, exploding lapel, they've got a man with a detonator. They falsely identify a number of people at first, and they think that that somehow suffices to cast doubt on the best evidence that exists to date, which is that Tyler Robinson shot the shot. He had the rifle. His parents identified him. And then people say, well, his parents didn't identify him. Well, his parents are sitting in court right now. You'd think they'd be saying something if they wrongly identified or arrested the wrong person. So do I believe that Tyler Robinson, based on the evidence now, took the shot? Yes. Do I believe the official narrative that Tyler...
Yeah, well, a case is fucking proceeding in court. You can't fucking talk about it in public.
Well, there was a gag order, straight up. And it's not the 3,000 person gag order. It's whoever's pertinent to the fucking case. If his parents turn him in, based on their like, oh my god, that looks like our son, or hey, I know that gun. That's our that was grandpa's gun, right? Then they're obviously important witnesses in regards to the case, so they can't say anything, right? Now, uh, we don't have images of Tyler Robinson taking the shot. We don't know. We can't tell who the fuck it is running across the rooftop. The stairwell, they didn't show us video evidence, which they had, right? Those are video cameras. They took stills, and the video shows like doesn't look like he has a gun on them or gun on him. So like once again, I'm not some expert. I'm just going off of things I've heard questioning the case, which is what people are supposed to do. Even if they go to areas like lapel mics or the guy with the pen gun, shooting it under his armpit or something like that. People should go there because guess what? They're getting typically dog shit reasons and answers. We just saw Jack Posobiec say, breaking news, the fucking governor of Utah took back the statement about Tyler Robinson taking apart the gun before he left the rooftop. But day one, what were they showing us? A fucking screwdriver on the ground. Say, look, he took the gun apart. So, like, DNA on a towel, like all these things, like still don't make sense to me yet.
I will keep saying this until I am blue in the face. There's an objective reality to what happened there. And besides all these holes that are in the story, there's also a lot of people who have a vested interest in making sure that we don't ever get to know who actually did it.
Yeah. Well,
the only thing they want us to know is who they want to blame for it.
Yeah. Well, it's just it's a weird, like they've been doing some weird police work. I'll say that, considering the stuff they showed us, like day 1, day 2, to try and catch the guy, and a lot of it was like, wait a minute, this doesn't make. After a couple days, when people had time to like look through it, they're like, this doesn't make sense. Or after they got over the initial shock, but yeah, wait a minute, how the fuck is this the case? Doesn't make sense. Why are you showing me grainy ass, shitty fucking image, like with artifacting all over the fucking screen? Why are you showing me that as a way to catch the guy? Like, come on, dude. Apparently, like Dutcher said, apparently everyone has 1999 cameras. Apparently, it's ridiculous. There was anomalies even in that video footage. Then the stairwell, which would help us better identify someone by seeing them walk a certain way, move a certain way. You can see more of their face because there's no way he's like just. Unless he memorized where every camera was and like hit his face. They were showing us like still images at one angle, but like, hey, if you wait like a couple steps, this angle would probably give us a better look at his face. So why not just show the video itself?
Maybe there's something that they don't want us to see.
People ask like, how did he get to the stairwell? Like, I think people had an idea of how he got to the stairwell, but like, where's the gun at on the way up to the stairwell? So these guys like. Kind of like doing the low-hanging fruit shit where you deal with the arguments that don't actually have the best best possibility to them or best logic to it, picking those ones that like, oh my god, the lapel mic, right? Or even dismissing like, oh well, MLK, to keep saying MLK, right? I've heard several people say that as a reason why, like, see, look, this didn't have an exit wound, not that I know of, or sorry, as far as I understand, based on what people are saying. But like people said, the jawbone is significantly different than a vertebrae in your fucking neck by a lot, right?
Yeah, and also let's remember who orchestrated MLK's assassination.
Well, not proven, but. Yes, there's a court hearing that deemed what was the guy's name? Earl something? James Earl Ray? Is that his name? They kind of exonerated him after his death. I'm pretty sure there was like a trial about it, like a civil case, not like a giant. Here's the MLK.
Yeah, not a criminal trial.
It was like something the family was doing, right? And they wanted damages of $1. Because they didn't care about the money. It was more of like we want to be able to go over like, did this guy actually do this? And it was shown that he most likely didn't, according to a courtroom, which grain of salt, but still. Either way,
One of the things you
Okay.
have to consider with a potentially politically motivated murder like that is who benefits from it. Who would stand to gain something if this person was taken out of the equation?
Yeah, that should be considered as well. The trial went a little bit mystery, but like why?
Well, in the case
he's
of
kind
Charlie,
of lame.
do you remember what their first reflex was? A lot of these people scapegoat the left.
Yeah, and the other people scapegoated Israel, and now it's I think it's French too now. Whatever, it's all over the place. I don't know. I can't because he's kind of a lame. I'm like,
Yeah, fucking Macron's bizarre teacher wife.
no, but like Charlie was like a lame. Like he wasn't like moving things to me. Maybe some people, but if you can see now after he's died, then you can see like, okay, this is what
they're trying to fucking canonize him now.
Well, this is what's happening now, and all the movements and shit built around Charlie Kirk and the political apparatus with it. All that shit now, they're basically were saying was happening before, which is like, no, that fucking wasn't. I'm sorry, I did not see that. He's kind of a
Martyrdom
lame.
is a hell of a drug.
His most famous thing is borrowed from Steven Crowder, the change my mind thing. That Charlie has a thing called "Prove Me Wrong." Meanwhile, it's the same fucking thing. His arguments were kind of lame. I'm sure he got wrecked several times by random students, just like Crowder did.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry, he wasn't moving things. He had to start moving towards popularity. That's why he starts talking more about Israel and shit like that, because the kids were asking questions, so he had to move in their direction. He wasn't moving them. So, but whatever. It's hard to find a motive for why someone would do that, whether it's governmental shit or it's fucking Tyler Robinson. It's hard to find a motive.
Something else to remember with these people, whether it's fucking J.D. Vance or Charlie Kirk or Ben Shapiro or Steven Crowder or Tim Pool or Dave Rubin, these fuckers are all creations of fucking billionaires who have a vested interest in keeping society running a particular way.
Yeah. No, I agree. But like it's the same as any lame on the other team. You got David Pakman. He's a lame. Like, who the fuck would take out David Pakman? There's no like. In fact, all you would do is just make his ideas or whatever the fuck more popular by killing him. Right?
Well, yeah,
because he's a lame.
That's why I said martyrdom's a hell of a drug.
Yeah. But all right, let's hear more from Viva Frey. Not really addressing the things that people want answers for, but either way, let's go.
And this is where I say, like, people are doing a disservice to the actual what might be a conspiracy in the truest legal sense of more than one person working towards an outcome here. That I don't believe Tyler took the shot. I don't believe Tyler worked alone. I believe that others, in as much as those screenshots were accurate, and I think they've been confirmed, posting in advance, they knew something was going to go down. People on the
this is straight like FBI narrative shit. It straight up is. Like it is. Like it's like there's a conspiracy. Shit. It's all the cars that showed up at Tyler Robinson and Lance Twiggs' house. All that's like just adding shit to that level. But once again, this is what I was trying to say to people. Like I don't mind going over all the theories that you hear about because I was doing that too. But like you have something like really concrete here that I think let's be honest, the more intelligent investigators are sticking on. The Chris Masterson guy, the Peak Prosperity guy, where he's really focused on like, yo, make this thing make sense. Make this 30-06 story, make it make sense. Because it's not making sense on all the tests we've done, all the tests we've seen other people do. And this guy's a PhD pathologist. So like that's his job, or was his job to do that. Understand these things through physics, science, all that stuff. What can happen with the human body. Now, not saying he's 100% correct about anything, right? And he's saying the same thing too. He's saying like, "Oh, I have to be scientific about this."
Listening to.
Yeah, like he wants more evidence to showcase. Like, okay, what's going on here? Give me more evidence. I'm not saying I'm correct. I'm just saying what's more likely versus what's less likely, right? Which is fair enough. But I would think that people want to stick to that area right there. May explain the 30-06 because if that's not the case, the whole thing comes apart. It really does. The whole thing comes apart. if we find out that it wasn't that gun that they showed us, remember they took pictures and showed us that shit on that rooftop. What's called the Losee building, Losee. I think it's Losee or Los building.
Whatever the fuck its name is.
Yeah, if Tyler Robbins, if it wasn't a shooter on that roof with that gun at that time, the whole thing comes apart essentially, and thus you have to come up with either a new person or a new method for how Tyler Robinson pulled off what he pulled off. But then again, like we see a guy running on a rooftop that is located at that Los building, right? So it's like, once again, if it's showcased that gun would have fucking did this if it hit Charlie Kirk here. If that's the case, and we didn't see that in reality, I mean, yeah, that's that's gonna kill the entire thing. But people keep running more towards other theories. Like, oh my God, was it Israel? Was it Antifa? Was it like you keep going further and further in that direction? When it's like, yo, if they can't showcase that the shot came from here in this direction from this gun at this point in time, I don't know. I like to go with the simple, basic stuff. Make this make sense first, and then we can move on to other things. But unfortunately, even if people are just honestly exploring other ideas and other theories, people I would say yes offense to these guys. I think they're doing it on purpose, humbly, the TPUSA people. But these guys get to take advantage of that by focusing more on, lapel bike explosions and pen guns and, Charlie loved Israel. He would never do that. Like, that would never happen to him. He loves Israel, right? On and so forth. But, welcome to Earth. All right, let's keep playing. Maybe we'll go over something like a lot more substantive. Shut up. That word. All right, here we go.
Fuck you, Jordan.
Let's remind people one of the things, this was found by one of our own team members before the shooting actually happened, and she logged it because it upset her so much, and she thought it was of concern. Let's play. This was posted on TikTok by a transgender individual before the event. Let's play 150.
Pause it, Jordan. You see how these people can't fucking help themselves with that shit. They got to front load their conclusion that they're working backward from.
Well, to be fair, the next video we're going to go over is going to go over more of the ballistics ideas of things, where it's more of a hard science type of thing. But let's be real. Their jobs are to sell the narrative. That's why that fool Andrew Colvett played a clip about Muslims after a shooting happened. That's why they're going to show us, trans people, trans dangerous people, right? That's why we're going to do that too, because they have the narrative managed while they're going over any story. That's their job. That's their job. If you take their money away, they're going to pout and cry about it. And maybe even switch teams, just like Charlie did. I might even switch teams now. You're not going to pay me? Fuck you. Anyways. Let's, what does it say? Charles James Kirk, Mr. College Dropout, does not know what's coming tomorrow. Be ready. This isn't a threat. It's a promise. Okay, here we go. Okay.
So for those who couldn't see that, it said on screen, Charles Kirk, Mr. College Dropout, does not know what's coming tomorrow. Be ready. This isn't a threat. It's a promise. And this person is making suspicious glances to the side repeatedly.
Yeah, Viva, what do you make of this stuff? And this was not an isolated case. There was other instances of people appearing to have advanced knowledge.
Well, that's where I am
just for
very,
the birds.
very curious and very suspicious, and don't believe what we're being told that Tyler Robinson acted alone, or that text message, which really reads more like a script out of a movie of like Walter White from Breaking Bad trying to save Skylar, so he sets up that phone call and makes her look like she didn't know anything that was going on.
Okay, thank you for the The Breaking Bad exposition. Thank you. But I swear I've seen certain people showcasing some of these people like, oh, this guy's suspicious. Look, they were saying this the day before Charlie Kirk got shot, and then you look at someone looked at their timeline, took screenshots. This person was saying this every fucking day, apparently, like hoping for, you know, maybe not hoping for something, but like maybe hoping for attention about something, and just like kind of like, you know, farming, like viewership farming.
They're dumbass small-time shit posters.
Yeah. But if the instant direction you go in is like, okay, let's look at all the trans people out there. Let's only look at their shit. It's like, is that police? Like, because that's what our police was doing, right? That's what Cash Patel was basically leaning towards. And that's why they showed us the evidence they showed us, right? They showed us that for the sake of leaning a narrative out there and thus focusing in one direction. Just like in this recent Brown University shooting, they whether it was or wasn't, they're looking to go for like, wait, we need this to be like a leftist, right? So they're looking for the first guy they looked into and put his name out to the public and all that shit. He was like involved in whatever the fuck, all these lefty causes things and all that stuff, right? And they're like showcasing this person, like this person did it, or implying it a little bit. This is a suspect wanted for yada yada yada, right? Turns out that person had to get let go because they didn't do anything, right? Which means like you're already like mentally targeting in a direction. Like it almost like almost like ICE, where it's like blatant, where it's like, hey, are you legal? Huh? Are you legal? just like grabbing up people, bro. Americans are not just grabbing them up because of the way they look. And it's like, come on, son, that can't be the way you go about things. But it's a really good distraction if you want to feel like you're doing police work, or when it comes to these commentators, feel like you're actually trying to dig into the depths of this story and really find out who killed our best friend, Charlie Kirk. You can make it look that way by doing things a certain way, in my humble opinion, you know? Yeah, God.
I was going to say, like I said, there's an objective reality to what happened. And if the Cash Patels of the world have anything close to their way, we'll never know what it was. The only thing they want us to know is what they think happened, or what they're going to say happened. Excuse me.
Yeah. And I've heard people say some. I mean, it's something that you don't need, you know, mega brain power to think about or to consider. It's simple psychology, where it's like if you go over certain things about the Charlie Kirk case, they're going to say you're sullying the investigation, you're sullying the prosecution, right? But these guys throw this shit out night and day about it was probably trans people, around, trans Tifa team took out Charlie Kirk. They do that all day and night and act like they're not going to be sullying the fucking jury pool or whatever the fuck for the case. So it's like, come on, guys, you're narrative spinning things, and it's like it's kind of disgusting to say. And anyone else doing that, also disgusting. The whole Candace French Connection shit. I mean, if she's bullshitting, that's just fucking disgusting. It really is. Which is why I like going to
There's a lot of money to be made around this right now, unfortunately.
Yeah, but something tells me that narratives are more important to these people than even money, to a certain extent.
Well, I'm saying that about like Candace. Like she's fucking making bank off of this.
She's already filthy rich, Joe. She's already filthy rich. Her husband's filthy rich.
She's about to be even richer and even filthier.
Yeah, she has enough money. That's why it's like she could definitely be bullshitting. But if she is, I don't think money's the reason. It could be more so of wanting to be Oprah. Is to me more likely the case. And I don't mean her money. I mean like everyone knows the name Oprah, right? It's a world-renowned fucking name. But whatever.
Shout out to your old nickname for her, Psycho Oprah.
That's not an old nickname. I still say that shit. Don't worry. But yeah, that's why I like the idea of like the main story of the 30-06 thing, because I still haven't heard anyone make that make sense. Maybe the next TPUSA video that we're gonna do in this video, maybe they'll explain to where like, oh, okay, there's some that makes sense as far as ecologically to me of how maybe it was a 30-06, but it was something happened. The bullet was degraded somehow, or whatever the fuck they come up with, right? I want to hear their explanation for that, which is why I'm leaving that as the last video, because I think that's actually the most important one, but also not the most important, but you know, the most obvious thing to look at. But I do want to hear them when they do their little narrative spinnings, because I don't buy these people as genuine at all. I don't buy them as genuine. I'm sorry. It is what it is. But let's let them keep spinning a web. Here we go. And by the way, this has nothing to do with whether they're right or wrong with the words they're saying in regards to like, it was Tyler Robinson with a team of trans activists. Maybe that's the case. Maybe. I'll leave room for that. But the way they're doing it is that they're preemptively, just like Kash Patel was preemptively making that the thing. Remember when they came out with a rendition of their chat logs?
That they arrested within minutes?
Yes. What's his fucking George something? Forgot his name.
Yeah. Because first people were thinking it was that guy. Then they were thinking it was some other fucking noisemaker in the crowd. And then it turned out it was neither of those two.
Well, police weren't going there. They arrested him because the guy was screaming, I did it. He's like screaming, I shot him. Right? That's why they arrested him. But that was like regular ground police people, right? As time went by, they're like, oh, look, he has these writings on the bullet casings. Right? So
I saw some people saying that that old dude was the one who did it.
Initially, yes. But then it didn't make sense after a while. And it's like, yo, they looked at him as a distraction, I think is where people ended up getting once they learned where he was sitting at. And there's video image of him, right? How come this guy was at 9/11, people have said, right? But they don't look at him as the actual shooter anymore. Either way, let's let them narrative spin. Here we go.
People posted in advance. Now, whether or not it's just a coincidence, that type of coincidence, I'm less inclined to believe is a coincidence. There's these Discord chats where quite clearly people were discussing things. Did he have other people helping him, setting up decoys, assisting in the planning, or at least keeping quiet what was going to go down? That's where I would go with what I believe to be a conspiracy that is not in line with the official narrative, if the narrative is Tyler Robinson acted alone and his lover had no idea what was going on.
But that is actually a part, like Kash Patel, that's something Kash Patel will acknowledge. We're looking to see if there's other actors involved in this, and he means Antifa, trans people. That's what he fucking means. He doesn't mean government agencies and all that shit. I mean, they gave us a fake, basically confession text message thing. Everyone was like, that looks fake. It looks like the FBI wrote it themselves, or ChatGPT wrote it for them. People were saying that off rip when they first read that thing. Like, it doesn't scream like a young person in the way they talk. And then Kash Patel eventually came out and said, oh, no, that wasn't the actual thing said. But based on evidence, if there was a note, this is what it would look like. It's like, excuse us?
He poisoned the fucking well. He poisoned the fucking well right there.
I know.
So and it makes me wonder, how stupid do you think people are?
They're hoping you forget. That's where they're going. That's where they're going. They hope you're stupid, and they're begging, they're hoping, they're praying, like, please be Antifa that's doing this, please.
They've already got their conclusion, and everything that they've done so far is an effort to justify it.
Yeah, it's that's why Kash Patel is a national embarrassment, like, to most people. Even the MAGA fans are like, fuck you, Kash Patel. You're so garbage at this. Pam Bondi, you too. You're terrible. But
pretty much that entire administration is just trash.
Yeah, but I'm saying from MAGA fans' perspective, a lot of them have fallen off from the Trump, allure. But
good.
But they first started with people like Kash Patel and Pam Bondi and shit like that. They scorched them first, and then they realized Trump was running with it too. So they're like, all right, I'm out of here, bro. Fuck you. Now they have these TPUSA guys taking advantage of their alleged best friend's death, using it for narrative management.
And what's that thing that you beg? What's that thing that you beg for people to do? To learn from this mistake and to never fall for it again.
Yeah, well, people are special, man. All right, here we go.
That being said, and I've defended some of the other actors as well. Ian Carroll, I've had him on my channel a while back, and I defend his right to say stupid things online. And when Candace, again, defend their right to say things if they sincerely believe them. And I can understand how people discovering these text messages, the ones that are now the central point of this conspiracy, that it was a hired assassination by Israel. I can understand how people read those texts and say, holy crap, that's a coincidence that now I'm going to connect two dots on. But like I keep trying to tell people, it's like, okay, on the one hand, that would describe a potential mens rea, an interest. If they want to be convinced by that, and I can certainly understand why people find them suspicious. Like, okay, you've described what might be an incentive for an intention without ever having addressed how it might have actually played out in reality. Was it an Israeli agent who took the sniper shot? Was it Israeli Mossad agents who weaponized Tyler Robinson online? I mean, you could get there. And if the evidence goes there, then take it there as it might be.
What's going on here?
Other than those text messages, which show something of a sinister inside look at donors and what they expect from the people that they give money to. Nothing's for free and there's no free lunch. It doesn't do anything to contradict or add on to the current best evidence out there, which I appreciate they can't flesh out and get into and delve into now until the trial. But the bottom line problem is nobody trusts the FBI, nobody trusts the authorities, and people are now so conspiracy traumatized from everything that we've seen that was told was the official narrative, only to learn that it's an actual concocted conspiracy. They don't believe anything anymore, to the point where you have people who don't believe that the earth is round. And there are levels to conspiracies. I don't believe that Tyler acted alone. I don't believe that it was
has to fucking bring the flat earth shit into this.
What would have otherwise been an easier to explain assassination from the get-go.
Well, and I want to make one thing clear, because
this is bad.
Yeah, it's he's doing these consistent matter of fact style argumentation, which is not gonna work here, man. Not gonna work here. Go back to the initial thing that people have a problem with, which is how they extrapolate into other theories of things. It starts with the fucking gun, and we all fucking know it. It starts there.
It keeps going unaddressed, no matter how loud we fucking shout about it in public.
I mean, they're gonna, once again, to be fair, they have another video where they actually go over the gun thing. I don't know in what order this happened. I don't know if this guy was on the show first and then the gun guy came on, or if the gun guy was here first and then this guy went on. I can't say I know. But, and it's like, weird. It's pretty weird that, like, it's almost like he's adopting the, like, narrative-wise, almost like counterculturalness of this. Where it's like, yeah, I don't believe the FBI either. I think there was more trans people involved. It's like, wait a minute. You're just kind of saying the official story in a different fashion.
Yeah, you're taking a different path to the conclusion that all these motherfuckers with a vested interest in villainizing transgender people want you to take. They want you to get to that conclusion.
Yeah, I mean, he's working from the idea that, oh, it's incompetency. That's why they haven't found more of these Antifa trans people that are trying to kill Charlie, that tried to kill Charlie Kirk or were part of killing Charlie Kirk. The other guys are saying, straight up, you're lying to us. You are lying to us because you're a fucking liar. Explain this gun thing. You showed us the gun. You guys showed us the gun. You showed us the videotape of the rooftop where he shot it from. It doesn't make sense. Make it make sense.
How do you think my album is the best album?
Because in a way, hiding that and say, just wait for the trial. You'll find out one day in the trial. Wouldn't that be sullying the fucking jury pool right there?
What do you like about my album?
Chip, you are playing shit in my video right now.
What do you feel like you bring to the table?
Yo, butt ahead. Yo, Chip, you butt ahead.
Wake up, stupid.
Self-mute or I'll move you. Ordering french fries in my background. How dare you?
It's kind of hot. You okay?
Nah, but I'm actually gonna move him.
How you doing?
Okay. First question. So who beat you out at the 97 rap?
Hey guys, if you guys ever have a channel, bro, don't let me be in the background. I swear to God, I will do it. I'll do it.
I can't remember.
I can't even move on this account, can I? Fuck. 1 second. Afraid I don't have special powers on this account. Wait, he stopped. All right, never mind. And then it goes back on again. Okay, you're asleep officially.
I took care of it.
Thank you. Wait, what the fuck? As I moved him, you moved him, I think. All right. Chip, you officially fell asleep. Officially. Okay. I forgot what I was saying. All right. Just go back into the video. Fuck it. Narratives. Here we go.
An easier to explain assassination from the get-go.
I want to make one thing clear. Because I've seen even big accounts sort of misrepresent this very critical point. The FBI is not trying this case, right? This is not a DOJ case per se. Yes, they flew in to assist with the immediate investigation. Cash and Dan were there, obviously. But this is a local prosecution to the state of Utah. So they are.
Yeah, you're right, Andrew Colvett, but the FBI were the ones throwing shit out there on their own accounts. Weren't they?
Yep. They were declaring victory almost immediately.
We caught him in 33 hours? I thought he turned himself in. What happened? Yeah. The Indian fucking...
So not only are they lying to us, they're also stupid.
Yes. So I want to hear this.
That's the worst blend of all.
Yeah, I want to hear this shit. Oh, it's a local issue. Like, these guys were trying to politically capitalize off of Charlie Kirk dying. Let's just be honest about that. And that's been consistent through any tragedy we hear about involving American politics. They have tried to take advantage of every single one of them for narrative management. And let's be real, you guys are an arm of that thing. The Viva Frey guy, I don't know so well, but these two motherfuckers, definitely Andrew Colvett. These guys are attached to the fucking tentacles of this shit, of this apparatus. For me, there's no doubt about it. It is what it is. But all right. All right, let's just finish this video real fast, and we'll go on to the ballistics video. Here we go.
But this is a local prosecution to the state of Utah. So they are leading
Utah County. There's the county attorney and then several sub prosecutors as well. I think there's 5 or 6 names on the charging document, for example.
Right.
And that's who's actually constructed this case and is going to be prosecuting it in court.
Yeah. And by the way, I'm with you, actually, Viva. When I see that video right there, I'm like, who knew what when? And you've got this like armed SLC queers group or whatever that immediately took down their social media. I mean,
it would be good if we had a full investigation of it at least, so we should at least, among other things, we should just know if they're all crazy freak shows who are marinating in violent rhetoric. Even if he said, "Ha, I'm going to shoot Charlie Kirk," and they like laughed it off.
Yes.
And didn't believe him. We should, if they just said, "Yeah, that'd be cool, that'd be great." Like, there's a lot of things we deserve to know, even if they aren't literal co-conspirators.
Yeah.
Okay. That's just weird looking, bro. All right, let's move on. Let's keep it moving.
Hold on, Jordan. I'm looking something up quick.
Yeah.
Okay, I just looked up the place that group you just brought up was from, Salt Lake City. That's about 40 miles away from Orem, where that fucking university was.
Yeah. And a Dairy Queen.
Oh, fuck, Dairy Queen. I want my Blizzard.
He was looking for his Blizzard and chicken nuggets, bro. He went there, and then I guess they took down the Dairy Queen soon after, which left a lot of questions for people. But once again, if there's some sort of weird conspiracy thing happening, if they're willing to do all these measures to make this shit happen, I'd say stick with the simplest things, because some things could be distractions for all you know. Not saying it was a distraction. I'm just saying don't forget the main thing that just makes no sense to everyone I've talked to, everyone I've listened to. It's made no sense to them.
Anyone who even has a prayer of finding this fucking video.
Yeah. But okay, let's move on to the ballistics part, which is the main thing that they have to Like that'd be the thing they'd have to actually debunk or put some question into, some doubt about it. Because I listened to debates about this stuff. I listened to quote unquote gun experts, military guys, military people I know in my regular life, people in Discord, like people that shoot guns, like in this Discord. I've listened to them. They're saying like it'd have to be like a extreme scenario for that to happen, for it to go through his neck at that angle and just stop, like take a, what is it, 80, 90-degree turn after it hits like a vertebrae? Come on, son. Come on. But
yeah, a single vertebra is nowhere near. It's nowhere near sturdy enough to withstand that kind of stress.
Well, I've seen people put, like, once again, they've used whole like animal like bones, with their little ballistics test or little, it's not saying it's some super duper scientific thing, but usually like a guy in his backyard shooting at like 100 yards at a certain angle, right, and seeing like, what does this bullet do? Will it go through this? And it goes through basically every time.
That's still the scientific method at work.
Yeah. And it's like you're taking these giant animal bones and it's cracking through it. Like it wouldn't just leave a dot in the front of your neck, right? But
yeah, those fucking rifle rounds have punch through.
Yeah.
So when those exit, they're taking bits of you out with it.
Yeah. And the Chris Masterson guy, he said it's less likely that it's a dud round, or like a less powerful round, because maybe it's like degradation to the bullet because it's sitting in a fucking soggy garage, for 10 fucking years, right? Where the bullet like loses its mustard, right? He's saying like because of the sound effect, because you can hear it being supersonic, you basically assume it's moving at a certain speed, right?
Yeah.
So that's why he's like, yeah, it didn't sound like a dud. That was like a loud crack.
And also part of the reason, those casings are usually made out of brass, if I remember right. One of the reasons they use brass is because it doesn't oxidize readily the way straight iron will.
Yeah. But I once again, I don't know the answers to all that stuff, but that explanation made sense to me. Like because of the sound profile of the shot, that it must, like, in the sound versus impact, right?
Yeah.
And because of that, like it's a supersonic round. It's moving extremely fast. It's not a dud, just flying through. But all right, let's see if this guy can put some doubt into our minds. Hopefully with a compelling argument as a quote unquote ballistics guy. Featured on TPUSA. Let's hear it. Here we go.
Oh, my bad, guys. Did I forget to mute myself?
Yes, you did.
Yeah, you fell asleep.
Yeah, don't worry. You were sleeping. It's all good.
I thought I hit the button.
No, we listen to macaroni and cheese recipes in the background.
Oh, all right. Good thing you didn't hear my porn videos playing. That would have been real embarrassing. Are we recording?
Yes, we are.
Watching Diddy case videos. How dare you? All right.
All that baby oil, baby.
All right, here we go. Prepare yourself for corny music. Here we go. Oh, God. Oh.
Gary Milton, owner and lead
My ears
instructor
hurt.
of Paramount Tactical. You can follow him on X, which is how I discovered him. He's been doing great work just breaking down all the
Whoever
dynamics
agrees with
of the
our
case.
argument, we found
I think
them.
people's intrigue in the dynamics of the case is reaching an all-time high, actually, because
they should have
first
I'm
saw.
sorry. He found this guy on Twitter, meaning he saw the arguments the guy was making. He's like, okay, we want this guy. He has the answers we want to hear, or the answers we want to be shown on our channel. Meanwhile, the Chris Masterson guy has been going out of his way, seemingly, to do all these experiments, all this explanation, multiple videos, like counter explanations for, like, okay, if it wasn't shot here, it could be shot from over here. This would make more sense. Yada yada yada. Right? And somehow that guy, like, they don't find that guy who's getting, once again, clicks after clicks after clicks on his videos on YouTube and on his Twitter account for posting these things. You didn't find that guy? Interesting. Also,
it's almost like the shit could be on purpose.
Also, cheap plug for Stop in the Name of God how we make money off of Charlie Kirk. I mean, how Charlie Kirk's legacy will shine throughout history. All right, here we go.
Tyler Robinson in court last week. So, Gary, welcome to the show. It's an honor to have you.
Hey, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
So, just a little bit on your background so people understand.
Okay, before he does that, I'm so sorry, YouTube. It's delaying again. Let me even come back. Hopefully fixed. Here we go.
And why you know so much about this topic. Gary Milton is a former U.S. Army Special Forces Green Beret. You served as a weapons sergeant and sniper team leader, completing 4 combat tours. Following your military service, Gary, you held a position of unit chief and special tactics instructor for a federal agency. Today, Gary is the owner and lead instructor of Paramount Tactical Solutions, a company dedicated to professional firearms and tactical training. You work full-time doing that. So, Gary, you also have a great YouTube and you're a great Twitter follower. So you know your stuff. And I wanted to have you on because, you know, I refuse to go back to Utah like anytime soon. I'll just be honest. It's no offense. I just can't bring myself to do it. But you actually went to the campus and you retraced the steps of the alleged assassin. We have to say that in a sort of journalistic sense, not in any other way. I believe he's the man who pulled the trigger. Gary, tell us what you saw when you visited UVU.
Yeah, so
Right,
you know,
we
one of the
are
things
not
that I
off to
wanted
a
to do while
flying
I was
start
there
here.
at the time, there was a lot of different, I don't know, conspiracies. We had the palm gun, we had different shooters in different locations, and what I thought was really important to do was go there. Number one, talk to eyewitnesses. I talked to multiple eyewitnesses while I was there.
Are you tampering, bro?
You know, they had very, very similar stories. The other thing I did while I was there was I actually flew a drone. And what we did was a 3D map survey of the campus, and we have since built a 3D model of that that's interactive. People can download it for free. It's on my X account. And that way people can kind of see what is possible, what has lines of sight. And I knew just from what people were saying that some of these theories that they were putting out just weren't possible. I knew there was no line of sight. And then on top of that, I just wanted to get some hard ground truth and see what was going on. And, you know, this case was important to me. You know, I was a big fan of Charlie's, felt personal. And I think, you know, if you're going to get to the truth, you need to get there. You need to talk to some people and you need to see the ground truth. And, you know, that's kind of what we did.
Yeah, and there's a video here, Gary. I'm just going to show it really quick so people can see how easy it ultimately was to get on this rooftop access point, 133.
All right, folks. So here's the stairs. They go to the roof. Wow. This wall is about maybe 3 feet tall.
But why are we cutting that? Can I see that again? Now, the stairwell that the guy went through, right? Was that it? It looked a lot more enclosed, right? The pictures of Tyler
I think
Robinson.
that's it.
Is it?
I think they have the wrong fucking staircase here.
The images we saw were him going up the stairs, correct? When he jumps off the roof is the other video we got. Well, sorry, the video we got. The stairwell, they were still frame pictures, right?
I believe so.
Shout out to Dylan Brooks.
Yeah, I think they just have the wrong fucking staircase there.
Probably spelled that wrong.
I don't know what else to say.
Okay, let's see. No, that could be it right there. Okay, this is better. No, that's it, right? Right? For some reason, the images make it feel like more enclosed, but this could be open, right?
Maybe.
Why do you... Wait. This is what I meant, Joe. Like, these are from videos that they have this guy here. Why are the videos you show... Like, if you're taking still frames from a video, why are you showing me the ones where his face is fucking hidden? Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me?
More junk science. Just what I wanted.
What did Anthony say? Like, yo, just take the picture from back here, where his face is more shown. For Christ's sake. How the fuck do you pull this up? How stupid are we? And also, where's the fucking gun at? Where's the gun at? that he went up to the roof with? Where's it at?
I mean, weren't they saying that he like they were saying that he disassembled it and put it in his bag?
No, they took it back. They took it back.
Oh. I didn't know that they retracted that.
The governor of Utah had. Oh, okay. When he's leaving the roof, and the governor said he took the gun apart and then jumped off the roof, right? They retracted that part. Him going up, maybe it's not assembled yet and it's in his bag, but people were saying, not an expert myself, but like people were saying, like, yeah, there's no fucking way. There's no way it's gonna fit the barrel. Even the barrel itself gonna fit in this fucking bag, considering the gun that they showed us. Right?
Yeah, I don't remember what model of hunting rifle that was, but generally that style of hunting rifle. Number one, it's not supposed to be disassembled easily because you're not going to use that shit in fucking like combat. So why would you go to the extra effort of designing it to be disassembled?
People can forgive me, but I think the name is a Mauser. Forgive me if I'm wrong about that. That's what's popping into my head.
And I know Remington makes another popular style of hunting rifle.
Okay, I don't know.
Anyway, whatever the manufacturer is. Number two, the individual pieces for that rifle, because that's meant to shoot at fairly long ranges, because you're hunting with it.
Hey, nerds who don't know about guns. Yes, it is a gun, so yes, it can be used in combat. No, it's not meant to be disassembled easily, but someone who knows what they're doing could disassemble that thing in 2 to 3 minutes, easy. So
the disassembling is already thrown out.
One more thing. Mauser, did you see that in Call of Duty? And Remington, like
Mauser, I saw and people saying
they make
that
guns. Remington makes guns. You know who also makes hunting rifles? A lot of other people. So,
yeah, but there's like Mauser something number. You're calling us nerds for while you're doing your little nerd shit with guns.
I'm sweeping up cat litter. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Mauser.
Stop huffing it while you're at it, too, by the way.
Yeah, it's from Call of Duty.
It shit'll kill you.
That's what you're talking about. It's a fucking
rifle. It's people said. That's what people said. He said this is the brand and this is Mauser something number something as to what model it is.
Okay.
I'm sorry for being correct. Anyways.
Well,
up to your because you're not a nerd. Because you're not a nerd. Where do you think the gun is at with this kid in these images? Where could he put that gun at? According to you, up his ass. Okay. Hey, maybe, man. We know Dubster. Okay. Yeah, maybe this is the sterile. Okay, fair enough. But why would you show us? Why would you show us still images of this when you have him going up the stairs? You have him at the bottom of the stairs, I believe, too. Right? In this image. Someone walks past him, too. It's like, show us all. Why is it so potato grainy like that? What the fuck is that?
This is horrible.
What the fuck? This is what they gave us like day one, bro. What the hell? Okay, so he followed.
Another thing I remembered was that they were saying that it was his dad or his grandpa's old war rifle from Russia or something. So it was not. There was no like. It wasn't registered in the U.S. because there wasn't a typical serial number on it. So it's a different type of gun.
But I've heard people say that can't be the case unless they replace the stock, because the stock was like made of a material that is not that old school. Like that's way too, like it's more newer looking.
Well, if you had a wooden stock from 1800, then you can bet your fucking left nut that is probably going to have some rot and other like pieces chipped out. So yeah, they probably replaced it if it is the same rifle. If it's
even if you protect that shit with a finish, 200 years is still going to do a number on any piece of wood.
Yeah, especially a gun, something that is going to be outside used. It was apparently used in war, so yeah, that thing is going to have some wear and tear on
wood.
Okay, so that I guess this is the location. This looks like it, right? Where this guy is right here, going up these stairs. Which we already knew already. We already knew there was easy access to the roof. I think that was already understood. And in fact, he walks this image, right? He walks past someone, which means, yeah, people probably were doing that a bunch here or there, right? For the fact that someone's walking downstairs from there, right? So it wasn't like unusual for someone to be walking up these stairs. Okay.
People probably hang out up there, grab a smoke, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, I think it was already understood that that was the case. I don't know what he's. Didn't it sound like he's like, in a way,
I still think that might
debunking
be
a
a different stairway, though. Like, go back to the stairwell that they were showing.
Bless me.
And now, go over to Twitter again.
Let me show the thing images. Yeah.
It could just be the lighting fucking with me, but I think those rails are different colors from the one they're showing on Charlie Kirk's program.
Good point.
Also, the width looks different. Those stairs look wider now that I really.
That looks narrow as fuck compared to these, right? Am I tripping? But that could be perspective as well.
I mean, maybe, but I don't know.
This has nothing to do with that exactly, I think. It is something completely different, I think.
Either way, I think that I really do think that that's just a different stairwell, especially now that I really get to see them side by side.
Could be. Could be. I don't know.
Okay. And also look at the angle of the tiles there. Compare that to the one that you have up there on X.
Those are like.
Yeah, that's parallel.
Parallel with them.
Yeah, the other one's not. So yeah, that's just the wrong stairwell.
Completely different.
Oops, wrong one. Well,
So
goddamn.
yeah, they're showing the wrong entrance to the roof.
The funny part is no one had a problem with him getting to because I believe because he's gonna go up this way, right, and then see the spot where he allegedly took the shot. But I think there's a part if you see like this camera angle right here, right, to the left, way to the left, in like kind of the center of the building, there's a stairwell too. Is what I understand to be the case, which is what I thought this guy was coming up. Like especially with this image, I thought he was coming up like something near the towards the center of the building, where those like. Fuck. There are like these windows on the rooftop, like an extension, and there's windows on them on the rooftop. Like closer in that area is also another stairwell to reach the roof. As far as I understood. But okay, either way, let's keep it moving. Those are worthy questions. And Joe, you smarty pants. Thank you for pointing that out. All right, here we go.
My pleasure.
They go to the roof. Wow.
See, like, okay. My bad. As far as I understand, like, this is the like extension with glass window thing that I was talking about. As far as I understood, there's another stairwell to the side of this somewhere to go up and come up this way. Right? This is like almost like outdoors. The other thing seemed more enclosed. So, okay. All right. Maybe he didn't go the correct route. Let's be fair and honest, right? Let's be fair. Either way, okay, here we go.
Wow. This wall is about maybe 3 feet tall. All right, so right there is the shooting position. It's about
That's the
200
wrong building, you fuck. Wait. So this isn't even the spot where he was shooting from? He's saying all the way down here is the spot? So we were right. There's a fucking other position, like another stairwell, like way over here to the side, like that you could probably get up to, get to this building. Let's see.
feet away from there.
Embarrassing.
You don't need to be Spider-Man. As a matter of fact, you don't even need arms. You can literally get up there if you didn't have arms.
Wow, that's a good visual. That's a good visual.
Ass. This is
what
so.
are you
this
guys
is bad.
doing? Oh my dear lord!
This is this is dog shit.
Holy fuck! So if Joe wasn't here and I didn't catch the fucking tiles and the color of the like the handrails and all that shit, I still would have been like, wait a minute, that's not the spot because wait, it's like all the way over there. So you're saying you went up that exact stair? That doesn't make sense as far as what I've heard and the images they showed us. Like, what the fuck?
What the fuck? Why is it a couple of nobodies like us can spot this shit?
Because let's be real, TPUSA is trying to make this go away for whatever reason. Not saying they did anything or they're part of a conspiracy. I think they want people to just shut up about it and just give them money, show up, allow them to open chapters in your high schools or your middle schools. Let them do it because, hey, Charlie died. Don't you feel bad? Let them do their thing.
Yeah.
No, at best, that's what they're doing. Hey, go buy his book. Go buy his T-shirt. At best. At worst, they're trying to cover up.
At best, they're a bunch of fucking opportunists.
Yeah. At worst, they're trying to also with being an opportunist, also like try to cover shit up.
So I don't even want to call them carrion feeders because carrion feeders actually do something useful for the ecosystem.
I'm wrecked by that. We couldn't even get fucking like a minute or 3 minutes in, you couldn't fucking do this shit. I'm so fucking wrecked.
Calling these people vultures would be an insult to vultures.
Let's get to the. That was just crazy right there. But let's see what they get to, like with the actual ballistics. The actual ballistics. I want to see what they actually go with because that was crazy. Here we go.
So, just from your knowledge across the spectrum and your own visits, do you feel there's any misconceptions that you're seeing repeated over and over and over again that have spread really far that, in your opinion, are pretty easily debunked or opposed?
What should be low-hanging fruit? It is, okay.
Yeah, there's been a cycle of people taking very normal things or maybe even slightly abnormal and then turning them into suspicious items, right? One of the things that really struck me on the ground there was exactly how easy this entire thing was. Before I went there, one of the things that was being portrayed was like this was, some big conspiracy. It's very complex. You need professional hitmen. It's 140 yards. It's so far, all these things. Now, I knew the distances was nothing, especially for a scoped rifle. I mean, that is, my 8-year-old son was going to courses with us shooting 1,200 yards. It's not hard.
That was already, by the people that are questioning the story, they were already saying that. Like day 1 or 2, they were saying that. They're like, yeah, it's not a crazy shot to hit. You don't have to be like some super fucking Jason Bourne assassin person to get shit done there. They weren't. Yeah, that's not what they were bringing up in regards to having questions about things. That's a fucking,
that general style of rifle, 140 yards is well within that thing's effective range, especially if it's. I forget. Was it particularly windy that day? No, right?
Sounds like that
I think it moves too
JFK
fast.
assassination thing, where they put up a fiberglass window. They put up a piece of fucking fiberglass or whatever.
Tempered glass.
So you couldn't, or whatever, so you couldn't look out the window from where Oswald supposedly shot him. And the guy go, that used to be a Bill Hicks jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll. Shout out to Bill Hicks. Oh,
But
shit.
it's fucking true. Yeah, we're gonna put up this
We'll play some Bill Hicks soon.
glass here, so you can't look out the window and see if they could actually make the shot from here or not. But yeah, this is the window.
See, and the reason I'm asking about wind
the window that you can look out of.
the reason I'm asking about the wind is because obviously especially if you're sitting really far, like over 1,000 yards away, that wind becomes a factor.
Yeah, but like first of all, it wasn't that windy. You can see that off rip. Second of all, the alleged caliber of the rifle, like it's so high powered that, and you're that close, right?
Well, it's not just the diameter of the round; it's also the length of the bullet. Because those rifle shells, especially for that kind of rifle, they're long. Those bullets are very long. They're kind of needle shaped.
That shit would pierce through fucking wind, right? Because they're not, 1,000 yards away. They're fucking 140 yards away. Right. So either way, it's like you could see it's not like some crazy windy day just from the video footage.
Yeah. So if there's not much wind, and if you're not even 200 yards away, that's very easily within that kind of rifle's effective range.
Yes, and people were saying that already. That's why, like, this guy said, people say that no one could hit this shot. That was like day 1 shit that people were like, no, you can hit that shot. A fucking novice could hit that shot. So I don't know what he's debunking there, but let's let him continue.
Especially with that scope that supposedly costs $2,000 fucking dollars. With a scope that good, I could probably do it.
There's the other thing with the more recent Jack Posobiec tweet of the governor saying, "Oh no, I misspoke. He didn't take apart the rifle. He just jumped off the roof with the rifle." Where people were like, "Yo, that scope is just out of place. It's just not in the right spot."
I even said that just in the picture, but I don't know. When I saw a clear resolution picture, I was like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense." But I don't know.
Well, people were saying like the scope was so far back
I remember.
that he'd punch himself in the eyes actually shooting that thing.
I don't know about that, but
some people were saying that like it was too far back.
yeah, a lot of people say a lot of shit. When you go to shoot a gun with a scope, no, it's
Well, you have to
that's not what would happen.
you have to like press it against your shoulder, right, to stabilize it. Then you have, they have to look through the scope, right? But if the scope's too far back, the recoil is going to punch you in the fucking eye, wouldn't it?
No.
So he doesn't have to look through. What are you saying? He doesn't have to look through the scope, or it wouldn't.
I'm saying it's not going to punch him in. That wouldn't be the issue. That it would punch him in the eye.
Okay. Well, it's like if you can't stabilize it, right? Because you're looking through the scope, and maybe it's not reaching your shoulder because the scope is so far back. The gun would jiggle around or something like that, right? It's kind of a. I mean, they weren't saying this scientifically. They're saying it like yeah, look for a guy with a black eye, like Tyler shot.
No, that's stupid. That's fucking dumb. Unless the scope broke, if the fucking screws on the the scope on the gun broke for the scope and it fell off and it came back and hit him in the face, then yeah, sure, he's gonna have a black eye. But if it's bolted to the gun like it should be, shit's not gonna fucking the position on the gun's not gonna like prevent. It's not gonna cause it to hit. Maybe it'll change where he can put his head when he's resting his head down to aim, but it's not gonna by default punch him in the eye. It'll just adjust how he's holding it.
Okay, but if he can't pin it against the shoulder because the scope's too far back, and he's looking through the scope, that means the gun's gonna recoil backwards, right? Or no?
So are you telling me that he's gonna make a 200-yard shot with a crowd of people when the gun isn't pressed to his shoulder and he's not aiming? He's barely looking through the scope.
Well, people are saying that's what I mean. People are saying like, okay, if he's looking through the scope, but the scope's so far back that the stock is not touching his shoulder, it'd recoil backwards, right? So that's like, how'd you hit that shot?
Take that aside. Dude, no, like you're missing what I'm saying. Like it's a stupid thought to even entertain that the scope being too far back would hit him in the eye. That's not the issue. If the picture that they showed us is actually the gun, the scope was in a really weird position. But that would mean that they fucked with it. That wouldn't mean that he shot with the scope in a weird. He wouldn't make that shot with the scope in a weird position, unless it was literally like that's where it was supposed to be on the gun. And what you're trying to say is, oh, if it's too far back, you can't rest. No, there's a lot of snipers that are made a lot of different, very differently. So that's a non-argument.
So there's a chance that they could have taken that scope off to inspect that by itself.
They could have taken it off. He could have taken it off. It could have fell off. The screw could have come out. They could have taken the screw out. All of these fucking things. But I remember the picture and I was like, whoa, that looks like off the side of the gun. That looks like it's crooked. Like it's weird. Looks like it's aimed upwards. I remember.
Yeah, and I'm saying people saw that image like, there's no way the gun was intact like that. Which is when you started hearing the idea of, like, oh, he took it apart and then put it back together, then dropped it in the woods somewhere.
I agree.
But now the governor's saying that that's not the case.
Yeah, and that's
allegedly.
Even if you did have the.
Where did he leave it then? You're good. Where did he leave it then?
They're saying he left it in the woods, wrapped in a towel.
Did he fucking like javelin throw it like into the woods from the roof, or like what? How did that work?
We don't know these answers. We don't know.
He either disassembled it, and then he had a barrel that was probably 18 inches, maybe a little longer, up his rectum. And then he then had the other parts, I guess, in his sleeves or something. I mean, there's no way he gets off the roof without disassembling the gun.
They're saying,
Or the gun was left up there.
they're saying it's wrapped in a towel and maybe threw it down. Is maybe their explanation? I don't know.
Sure, it wouldn't break from even if you tossed it off the roof. It wouldn't break. Maybe crack the scope, but it wouldn't break the gun. But I mean, it's just a question of, okay, from there, where did it go, and why didn't anyone find it like immediately if it was just on the ground and he came back to get it later?
No,
Because he didn't run off with it.
They put it in the woods. No, they're saying he jumped off the roof, took the gun, ran to the woods, dropped it off somewhere, then kept going. Then he was going to come back for that gun later.
That's very plausible. That's very plausible. But we saw him jump off the roof, and as soon as he landed, he starts running. So, and then he dropped something on the other side of the building. So I don't. How would he go and pick that up in the same time?
Yeah, we saw the video.
What do you want me to do? I got nothing for that. And potato ass cameras, blurry ass 2025. Sorry, 1993 surveillance cameras in 2025. We couldn't pick it up. It is what it is.
I think a likely scenario was if if the video of the person running on the roof was actually him, then he must have had he must have had the ability to land on the fucking gun, and then at the same time he's jumping up and like limping. I remember he also like kind of limped a little bit.
They were saying that was because of the gun, by the way.
Wait, because he hit the gun?
No. Do you mean the like the Ring doorbell fucking cameras, or do you mean like when he's actually just jumping off the roof?
He jumped off the roof. He lands. I'm talking like seconds.
Yeah.
He jumps off the roof. He lands. He gets up, and then when he stands up, I remember him like starting to like walk, and he's limping a little bit, and then he like walks down to the fucking sidewalk, and he's like back to normal. But when he's walking down that hill, you don't see him carrying a fucking towel. You don't see him carrying. If he just took that gun, I want you to like take your hands and like put them shoulder width in front of you. That's like what you're not even, the barrel is longer than that. So how does he jump off the fucking roof, walk down to the sidewalk, and he's turning, so there's multiple angles of him looking at the camera, but you don't see any barrel, you don't see any like anything sticking out of the fucking towel, and you don't see any towel. So that's stupid.
It's in fucking 280 fucking quality level, right? It is what it is.
Well, but still, I mean, you'd be able to, if he was holding something, you'd be able to like see like, you know, shadows or something, like breaking the lines of the sidewalk or the grass. Like you don't see that. You just see his person. If anything, you see a backpack, but the backpack's not going to hold it.
Yeah,
it's not going to be even close to big enough.
They already said shadows could be artifacting. Like I'm telling you, bro, they gave us shit footage, and if you see any type of blur on the screen or anything like that, it's artifacting. Which is, it's like, yeah, it's fucked either way. But I want to hear this guy's explanation for more of the ballistic side, because I think we basically just caught him being wrong about the route that Tyler Robinson took to get to the roof.
Okay, let's hear it.
Here we go.
And then once you see the layout of the campus, you know, looking at it from a security standpoint,
saying all the way to fuck over
was
there.
a real challenge.
Meanwhile, I think there's a sterile in between
once
these buildings.
The information
that
was out that this was the location, and then on top of that, once you look at the UVU courtyard, it is channelized. It's obvious where any sort of speaker is going to be. So, you know, the thing that shocked me the most was how easy this was. And then once we get
sorry about that, my dog was looking at me like she wanted some attention.
You know what, you need to be Spider-Man, or people think that you have to have some sort of special
Ireland
access,
for the Irish,
or that you have to climb up to the roof. In reality, you walk right up to the roof. The pathway that goes in between buildings is level.
And then there's her brother.
And the only thing that separates.
Tormy Al Baghdadi.
Area.
And things like, hey, you know what, you need to be Spider-Man, or people think that you have to have some sort of special access, or
Just
that you have
debunking
to
things
climb
that,
up
like-
to the roof, when in reality you walk right up to the
Everyone
roof.
knew this,
The
like, day
pathway
1
that
or
goes
2.
in between buildings is level with the roof, and the only thing that separates that walkway from the roof is, you know, a 3-foot guardrail that you just step over, and now you have access. And the other thing is it's very obvious to me if you just look at Google Maps, if you're trying to plan this operation. You know, it's simple. It's not that hard, and it's not that complicated. And the thing is, we have all these kids out there playing Call of Duty, and you know, they're very tactically minded.
Oh
And,
my god!
You know, there was nothing, especially once I
What
went
the
there,
fuck is this?
on the ground, saw the camp.
What the fuck am I hearing? What? I'm gonna go to the actual source after that. If he doesn't like actually explain himself here and actually like deal with something like actually challenging, if he doesn't do that, then I'm going to the source and find out if there's like more to this other than their fucking YouTube clip of this. Honestly,
this is
ridiculous.
I know I said it before, but fuck, this shit is for the birds.
Huge.
Hold up.
New evidence debunks Charlie Kirk conspiracy theories, right? That's what you're expecting, right? You're halfway through, my man. Explain something to me, please.
Well, hold up. This guy really just said, like, kids are tactically minded because of video games?
No, they're not. No, they're not.
These kids playing Call of Duty.
They know how to plan out an assassination because of fucking Call of Duty?
Got their teabagging and shit. Listen, they know all the things to do tactically.
That's insane.
They're cooking nades. You know what I'm saying? They know what they're
I
doing.
guess the fucking Defense Department is really fucking doing a good job with Call of Duty. Then they're achieving their goal of breeding new soldiers into their fucking army.
Yeah, just bring Melvin 746 on Call of Duty. Bring him to the fucking Navy SEALs, bro. He'll handle business.
Yeah.
Come on.
Set up a table, bro, at their fucking football games, dude. Just fucking get them going. Yeah, get them going, man.
If this guy really thinks this, then what the fuck?
Well,
where was he taught? Who
Call of
trained
Duty.
him?
What do you mean? Where was he? Bro, he played Modern Warfare 2. What are you, dude? Oh, come on. Did you hear him? Did you hear? Their tactic. These kids are tactically minded because of
Fuck.
Call of Duty, dude. The fucking search and destroy lobbies, bro. Fucking kids yelling fucking every word, bro. That's what trained them, dude. We're ready.
Remember, Josh, no Russian.
Listen, kids. If you want to be a carpenter, play Fortnite. You can build. You'll know how to build buildings and shit.
Oh my god. Oh
Hey,
my lord.
Kids want to learn physics? Go play Half-Life.
Oh lord.
You want to survive nukes, man? Play Fallout.
No, bro, play Metro. Play Metro 2033.
All right. On a serious note, this guy. There's 6 minutes around ish, a little bit less left of this video. If he doesn't actually go over something like
through, and he hasn't debunked a goddamn thing.
Yeah, if he doesn't go over anything like of substance, I'm gonna find a live stream or the actual video source and fast forward to this guy's part and see if he actually says anything like for real, because this would be a crazy clip to put out there and say like, yeah, debunking Charlie Kirk conspiracy theories. That's crazy. But either way, let's keep playing. Here we go.
Why is it always us? Why do we have to do this?
To me was crystal clear. You know, especially by the time that we got the charging documents out, they laid out the evidence. Everything made sense. It really did. And, you know, they continue to push a lot of disinformation, and there's a lot of reasons behind that. But, you know, that's what I wanted to do. Look, I don't want to be lied to by the government.
Never know, Jordan. Maybe it just grew legs and fucking walked
I think
away.
it's really important for us to make sure that
he's doing verbal filler right now,
and people are being honest about this. And you know, I think that's one of the biggest problems is the omission. You know, a lot of people pushing these different conspiracy theories and exploiting Charlie's death for their own means. They're not telling you this information. Like, why haven't these people gone to
nobody's
this location
exploited
to look at this?
Charlie's
Why aren't
death
they
more
showing
than
people
Turning Point
how
itself.
easy it is to actually access the roof? And if people saw what I saw,
Who are already saying that.
a lot of this stuff would make a lot more sense to them, and they wouldn't believe a lot of these other artificial narratives that people are pushing.
Well,
these fools make me feel like I care more about Charlie than these motherfuckers do. Which I probably do, let's be honest. I probably care more about Charlie.
Apparently, I care more about Charlie than these motherfuckers do, and I hate the guy.
And I
Wait, let me hear.
I believe that.
Let me hear some ballistics shit, because I gotta go soon. I don't know.
Well, the clock is counting down right now. He's got like 4 minutes left. Here we go. Let's find out.
Let me just, because when I saw this video of yours, Gary, it reminded me of the charging document. So this is straight from the charging document. It says Robinson's mother explained that over the last year or so, Robinson had become more political and started to lean more to the left.
Where's the
more
fucking
gay
ballistics
and,
at?
trans rights oriented. She stated that Robinson began to date his roommate, a biological male who was transitioning genders. This resulted in several discussions with family members, but especially between Robinson and his father, who have very different political views.
You're bringing on a ballistics expert, quote unquote, to talk about how gay Tyler Robinson was. Got it. Thank you for that, TPUSA. Once again, I'm gonna go look at the actual footage, just in this video, just to showcase, like, no stone unturned, basically. Here we go.
Conversation before the shooting, Robinson mentioned that Charlie Kirk would be holding an event at UVU, which Robinson said was a, quote, stupid venue for the event. Robinson accused Kirk of spreading hate. And when you see how easy that rooftop access is, you start to kind of put one and one together, and you realize that Robinson had a plan that he was going to ultimately take advantage of. And he obviously knew how easy it was to get up to that rooftop, which is...
How stupid do they think we are?
Why is that obvious? He knew how easy it was to get up to the rooftop. He didn't go to that school. He didn't go there. So, like, how would he know it's so easy to get up there? Maybe Google Earth? But you guys didn't even show us that either. Show us the above. He said, I took drone footage. Where is it? Where? There we go. Like, this is ridiculous, actually. Like, it's insulting to the intelligence. Here we go.
I've seen little kids in like first grade math class who are better at showing their work than these fucking clowns.
It's ridiculous.
God damn it!
It's actually comical. Like, here we go. There we go.
It really is. And look, one of the other things that's being pushed around for a long time was that, TPUSA, both the local chapter and you guys didn't advertise this event till a couple days prior to. Now, the insinuation there is
you're here for ballistics, my man.
Tyler enough time to plan for this. And what we found out with a little bit of, 20, not even 5 minutes of Googling and looking.
Yeah.
Look, you guys had already put out on your website as early as August 27th. So we have at least almost a full 2 weeks prior to this. That not only the time of the
ballistics
event,
we're going to see
but the
here is
location,
me
the
losing
exact
my fucking
location
cool with this guy.
The UVU courtyard.
Holy shit.
So when you have over 10 days of planning, and it sounds like that Tyler already was familiar with the campus to begin with, like a lot of the mystery of this starts to go out the window, and it starts to really conform with what is exactly being proposed by the state of Utah.
Jordan, please stop me from doing something that he'll regret.
And we can attest,
holy shit,
who's our head of field, Charlie sometimes throw the events out, 7-10 days in advance. If something opened up in his schedule, he would be able to do these outdoor events a pretty quick turn. And so those whole that whole theory kind of goes out the window. You mentioned drone. Explain to us
show us the drone
conspiracy theories about drones.
Go over the ballistics.
Yeah, so
actually, please.
Yeah, like you were fucking brought here to do.
Frank Turk
as is supposed to be your trade in life, the thing that you do for your job.
He actually was looking at Charlie's phone, and he saw drone footage.
He has 100 guns in his background.
I had talked to
talk about guns for some
with
reason.
that in mind. Number one, I went to UVU, and I actually put the drone up. We were going to do the survey. Immediately, we were law enforcement came up and said, "Hey, look, we need you to take down that drone." Now, my drone pilot had already.
Do they think their audience is retarded? What the fuck?
The FFA to make sure that we could do that. Hold on. And I explained to the law enforcement officer, "Hey, look, you guys don't control this airspace." But he's like, "Well, we got policies. You have to do this," and we're not going to sit there and argue with them, right? So. We ended up grounding the drone. We went and jumped through some hoops. We were trying to get some documents done. Long story short, what we ended up having to do was leave campus. We flew the drone. We were off campus. We flew the drone. We got the survey. So that kind of reinforced other people saying, Brian Harpole specifically saying, like, "Hey, we couldn't get permission to get a drone up in the air." And of course, people took that, what Frank said at the beginning, and said, hey, this is clear indication of lying and or a conspiracy.
I don't want to hear about your fucking gossip.
What I found out was
Give me the fucking
picture
ballistics
that was being pushed around saying, hey, this is proof that there was drone footage was actually, it was very clear to me once I saw that.
You know, if
picture.
we weren't trying to be
It
like
is
absolutely
a
thorough, I
wild
would
shot.
suggest we just fucking jump off of this video. This is.
I
feel like I'm having my time wasted.
Yeah, there's seconds left, Joe. I'm just gonna let it play out. Then I'm gonna go find the live stream and find when this guy's on the show. I'm like, okay, what did you actually go over? Because is this what you chopped up and put out to the public? You fucking dingbats! Like, do you see why people would call these guys like they're covering things up? Like, come on, you're giving Candace makes sense, you dummies. When she talks about TPUSA, she makes sense now because look at the way they're fucking handling things. It's fucking ridiculous and insulting to the intelligence. Come on, son. I'll let it play out, but he's not going to go over ballistics, right? He's not going to go over like the thing that people are actually talking about. Like, hey, can this gun do that from that distance, like that? Make it make sense.
We're almost the full, like, what is this? 11, 12 minutes in.
We're done, Joe. It's like 40 seconds left, bro. It's
okay,
over.
yeah. So we're all 11 minutes through, and nobody's debunked dick.
Exactly.
Nothing.
Where's the new evidence? Where's that at?
Where's anything? Where the
he went up the wrong stairwell, allegedly. That's our new evidence? Come on, son. Here we go. Let's play. Fuck it.
This is hopeless.
Of the crowd,
and let's
from
throw that
second
up.
floor.
Yeah, let's throw that up.
Yeah.
This is
the drone
actually
footage?
I think the images, guys. I sent them to you. Yeah, this is actually there was a walkway or
we
a
know this,
bridge
right?
elevated that was just from our events team that was setting up that event. They went up there as they always did to show Charlie the crowd size. So they took those images.
No, yeah, and I completely understand
20
why.
seconds, Gary.
Frank,
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand why Frank thought this was a drone. You know, but again, I think it almost shows that the lack of conspiracy because you guys aren't sitting there, micromanaging what people say. It's just different people's perspectives,
channel?
and there isn't some sort of collusion.
What the fuck is that?
I can't believe Erika or fucking anybody around here thought that this was a good idea.
Patriot Mobile.
I'm actually wrecked. No, okay. So it's not in there.
Wait, so there's
But I
no
have-
ballistic? There's no ballistic discussion about the
I'm gonna try to find out. Hold on, because
there's certainly nothing in that video worth actually paying attention to.
I thought that would have something. Like, honestly, I thought that would have something.
I wasn't expecting much, but fuck, they lived down to my expectations and then some.
If you tell me it was a 22 long rifle, then mystery
Mental
solved.
problems and drug
Case closed.
Beyond belief.
The Patriots, they care about
why refi.
They're 100%
location and looked at this. Why aren't they showing people how easy it is to actually access the roof? And if people
Let me
saw
make sure
what I
that
saw,
the beginning is the beginning.
bring them into suspicious items, right? One of the things that really struck me on the ground there was exactly how easy this entire
That's the roof stuff, right?
So just from
I want to hear the introduction.
arms. You can literally get up there if you didn't have arms.
Visual.
That's him and his.
So just from your knowledge,
in a sort of journalistic sense, not in a responder. So switching is easy. Keep your number, keep your phone.
Why
or
refi?
Well, amazing.
Why refi?
More code from Paramount Breaking, reaching it last week.
Down.
So just a little bit on your background, so people
Okay, so this is the
understand
beginning.
why
Right.
you know so much about this topic. Gary Milton is
You know, that very,
Dot
very
eyes, crossing T's.
misconceptions that you're seeing repeated over and over and over.
Heard that?
there, talked to people on the ground, saw the campus. A lot.
holding
that.
an event at UVU, which Robinson said was a quote stupid venue. And so those whole that whole was a
This is where we left
walkway
off,
or a
right?
bridge elevated that was just from our events team that was setting up the images.
Now, understand why Frank thought this was a drone. You know, at their
Okay,
collusion.
Yeah. Well, there of course. But thank you for that, Gary. Well, we're going to continue. We're going to talk about ballistics next because you are a mobile. They're free wireless.
Okay, so your ads. Got it.
Everything.
Holy Christ. Oh my God.
Many of them
Oh,
to bring
America's Voice.
These people can't fucking
Gary,
help
I just want
themselves.
to give you a chance. Just
go.
explain your background, how people can follow you. You got about a minute.
Welcome to Marathons.
Yeah, no worries. Number one, like I said,
Did you find it?
9/11 happened a couple days later. I was in a recruiting station in Iraq for short for training camps. Yes, YouTube channel.
We're going to get into ballistics. Do bullets do weird things? I'm going to ask Gary that when we welcome back National Radio. One sec.
Oh, wait, come back.
If you want the truth, and actually just I think kind of an honest observer, outside observer's view of some of the conspiracy theories that are going on. So Gary, everybody that I've talked to since all this happened that's been in combat, everybody that I know in that role that's actually seen live fire in combat says that bullets do weird things. What do they mean by that when they say that?
Look, when we talk about ballistics,
Go over
we
the
have
scenario that
internal,
we're dealing with.
external, and terminal ballistics. And terminal ballistics is the study of what happens when a projectile hits a target. And it is the most unpredictable. We're pretty good at predicting what happens internally and externally. But once it hits a target, there's so many things going on. It is an extremely high speed, energetic event. And there's so many things that happen at the micro level. Soon as that projectile touches anything, at the speeds that it's going to deform, and really the prediction of that kind of goes out the window after that. The real problem that we have here in this particular case is everything that we would even begin to try to use to try to predict what could possibly happen. We don't know. We don't know the type of ammunition. Was it, store-bought? Was it hand loads? We don't know the weight of the bullet. What grain was it? Was it 55 grain? You can go all the way up to 220 grain. What type of projectile was it? Was it
Gary,
frangible?
Yeah, Gary,
all those things.
Hey, would that harm the case if people knew that in public? Would that harm the case? Why can't you say that one? You should be able to say that, right? How about an autopsy? What about autopsies? Is that going to harm the case?
This is the kind of shit that should just be part of discovery. If you hide this, you are in big fucking trouble.
So hold up, I missed what he said. They can't talk about it publicly.
He's saying,
I think that's what they're trying to insinuate.
No. I'm saying that as in he's like, we don't know what type of ammo it was. I'm like, why can't you say that? How would that harm the case at all? Just say it. Like, why can't the courtroom or whoever the fuck say what type of caliber bullet it was? How does that hurt the case? How does that make it more trans Antifa or more, military mission? It doesn't, right? So why not be able to say that? You should be able to say that one, right? I would think so. Same with an autopsy. Right? Why is that like hidden fucking knowledge? Like, come on. Let's not be stupid. Like,
I feel like for every mass shooting, we know, like, oh, they used the AR-15 with 223.
You could probably find it pretty quickly, as far as I understand, in regards to all these other cases we've seen before, especially autopsies, right?
Yeah.
So, why is he out here? Shouldn't he be like? He should be like with everyone else, right? Ask like, hey, what type of caliber was it? They're saying like, well, it's an absolute mystery of nature. Like, no, they did an autopsy, so they know what bullet was in there. They had the bullet, they said, right? So why do we need to leave that to mystery for? Until like possible, maybe closed room fucking trial for all we know.
If the casing doesn't match, then that's exculpatory evidence right there.
Well, which means the defense would have access to that, right? Like they would have access to that.
If they don't, then somebody's committing perjury.
Like for sure, they have access to the fucking thing, but they might have a gag order to not
hope.
say anything, right? Possibly. But all right, if the FBI shows up to give us these random things, then walks away and says, "No, it's up to Utah what they're doing. I don't want to hurt their case." Like, come on, man.
Fuck out of here.
We're not fucking stupid, dude. But all right, let's hear him go over ballistics and go over each. He brought it up.
This is why I asked earlier. Do these fucking people think that we're retarded?
Well, he brought up the different calibers of the bullet or different types of ammo or whatever the fuck, right? Which means he has to now explain, like, well, if it was this one, it could do this, or if it's that one, it could do that. Right?
If it was frangible, then it would obviously break and splinter off inside the body.
Possibly. For all we know, maybe it hits a certain bone where it's not strong enough to splinter, break it, or maybe it breaks in some parts, go other directions. Who knows?
Like you know about hollow point bullets for handguns? Those also break off inside the body as they travel through soft tissue.
Which
they're
as far as
designed to do that. Because the point is mangle as much as you can.
As far as I understand, like what I've heard is that cops use those, right? Those are like kind of cop issued bullets, right?
So
are those harder to get?
The reason you use hollow points is because yes, they break off when they hit a target versus FMJ, which stands for full metal jacket. So the tip isn't hollow. So it's just a round tip. So it's just solid metal. That has more stopping power, so that will go through more objects and will not fragment as much. Depending, but they will both fragment. But yes,
the point of an FMJ, especially on a rifle grade round, is penetration rating.
I mean, the point of any ammunition is penetration, but it's just a matter of what it does after it penetrates. That's pause.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if there's let me ask you this: if it's a bullet that's easy to it shatters on purpose within the whatever body it hits, are those more easily accessible by regular people, or is that
no? They're the same.
They're the same. Okay.
There's no difference. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's do you want a Dr. Pepper or do you want a root beer or whatever? It's the same thing.
Fair enough.
Same price. Doesn't matter.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, I buy nicer, right? Like the cop issued ammo or whatever. Like I buy Federal. That's what I buy for 9. But that's just what I like. It depends on what your round, like your gun chamber's best, honestly. So it doesn't even, the price doesn't always come into play. But yeah, FMJ typically you use at the range because they have like dirt cheap FMJ as opposed to hollow point. There's like a pretty standard price. So
okay, fair enough. All right, let's keep playing this. Hopefully, actually goes over ballistics. Here we go.
Thank you for doing what they couldn't, Josh.
What does that
Contribute
mean
something
exactly for the layman?
Welcome. Now it's time for me to leave.
What grain was it? Was it 55 grain? You
We're
can
still
go
doing
with
more than these
220
fuckers
grain.
are.
What type of projectile was
Well,
it? Was it
Gary,
frangible?
Yeah, Gary,
all those things.
When you're talking about the grain, what does that mean exactly for the layman?
So it's the weight of the bullet.
So is that how hard it is?
How much mass? Nope.
Okay.
Nope. Just how much mass the bullet is. How heavy? How heavy it is.
Got it.
It's what we use to actually measure. We don't use ounces or
gunpowder
pounds to measure bullets. We use grains. And so
how many granules of gunpowder?
And so the thing that we need to understand is that the 30-06
just from this alone, I'm starting to think that this guy might be a fraud.
Oh, let's hear it out though. Here we go.
Use grains.
All right.
And so it's how heavy that is. And so, the thing that we need to understand is that the 30-06 was one of the most popular rifles in the United States for a really long time. And when we're picking ammunition, whether we're shooting, varmints all the way up to moose, there is a ammunition type specified for the 30-06. And then you get into things like, right here, I have reduced recoil ammunition, low recoil ammunition, tumble upon impact ammunition. Again, some additional reduced recoil. And when we have this large array of different ammunition and projectile types, to come to the conclusion that they're all going to result in have the same results, which is what people seem to think, is a little crazy. And then just on top of that, like we could take the exact same ammunition, the exact same rifle.
What the fuck is he talking about?
And you're going to have varied results if you were shooting that exact same target 100 times. It's just
it's gibbering about the differences between rounds.
Yeah,
like,
he's right.
He fucking knows anything.
He is right. The same box of ammo. Just because you buy the same box of ammo, same brand, like 2 boxes are not going to shoot the same. Every bullet's going to shoot different.
But yeah, that's just down to imperfections in the machining process.
And the actual bullet itself and the gun itself, like a lot of elements. Hurry up, play it.
I say fair enough, but give me the why leave it to a mystery? He should be demanding what everyone else is demanding then.
Play it.
There we go.
That we can't account for, and we don't even have that information when it comes to the Tyler Robinson case to begin with. But there's also a lot of variables that you'll never account for just between the variances of the ammo, conditions, the way that it hits the target.
Yeah,
all of these things.
We have a question from a listener, Jazz. They ask,
"Oh my god,
why didn't the dude have a gun when he was jumping off the roof? Plus, was him putting it together or taking it apart with those little tools and being able to do it so quickly? Was that plausible? Especially on the second one, I'd have to refresh myself on the first. My belief is, did he have it? He was carrying it in his pant
he
leg,
carried it in his
correct?
pant leg.
He's on a
walking with
ballistics,
a
he's a
weird
retard.
gait on the video, and we actually have some images of this, Gary. If you want to start,
Yeah, but if you have
discussing
thoughts on the
impressed.
assembly question specifically, 'cause-
I am not impressed with this guy.
Unfortunately, what we had was the governor of Utah make kind of a silly statement, and he said when he was after he took the shot, he disassembled it. That is not true, and he actually does have the rifle when he jumps off of the building, and you can actually see it in several shots. The problem is we have a really crappy video that has been cropped way in. But if you actually look at it, there are many times where you can see what is clearly a rifle.
Pictures or it didn't
Where?
happen.
As far as
used to be a cardinal rule of the internet.
I have to do this now. I have to do this. Where?
Jordan, why does everybody think that everything is a fucking game?
Well, it's like I personally, can I full screen this even more? This looks like someone watching from a screen. No, it's not gonna work. It's just like
Everything you said so far is trust me, bro.
Why's everyone doing that shit, bro? Just show me the fucking footage. Where is it? Fox, is that clear?
Hits from the towel that was wrapped around the firearm, and the DNA, and I can report today that the DNA hits from the towel that was wrapped around the firearm and the DNA on the screwdriver are positively processed for the suspect in custody.
Where?
And I can report today that the
Where's the fucking gun at in this? Someone tell me. I can't tell.
I see it.
Now, it's not about saying there isn't a gun. It's more so I can't tell if there is or not. But did this guy like see like special footage where you can just clearly see it? If he did, have him showcase that. Maybe he did on his channel or something like that.
DNA hits from the towel
Where do
that
you see
was
the gun
wrapped
at?
around the firearm and the DNA on the screwdriver are positively processed for the suspect in custody. And I can report today that the DNA hits from the towel that was wrapped around the firearm
Is that dangling
and the
towel?
DNA on the screwdriver are positively processed for the suspect.
Okay, made her something there, right? We had to do
If
this
I was-
in real time before. Like, is that the gun right here?
So if I was president and my FBI director was doing this shit, I would fire him immediately.
Wow. Yeah.
So
most people are like, yeah.
This is junk science. This is trash.
Like, okay, maybe that's the gun right there. See this like straight line here with something wrapped around it, maybe. But it looks
process for the suspect in custody. And I can report today that the DNA hits
so hard to see.
from the towel that was wrapped around the firearm and the DNA on the screwdriver are positively processed for the suspect in custody.
maybe, but it like dangles at a certain point. But that could be this low quality camera shot. Okay, fair enough. Oops. Oops again. There we go. All right, let's play more. But he's just like confirming, like, yeah, I can see the gun right there. It's like, I can't. Did anyone see that? Like, yeah, there's the gun right there. I don't see that shit at all. He's just affirming something that, like, it's better off to like leave it as a mystery, PR wise, and also, to be honest, I'd leave it off as a mystery. I can't exactly tell. Are there more cameras, guys? Than the pant leg thing, like where? Whatever. Here we go.
Video that has
I'll
been
ask it again.
cropped
How
way in.
stupid do these
But if
fuckers
you
think
actually
we are?
look at it, there are many times where you can see what is clearly a rifle.
Clearly.
Now, as far
where?
as assembly, what we believe is that he actually had the barreled action separated
These people
from the
are
stock.
actually making me mad.
And when he was walking around with that barreled action down his leg. So that's just the action in the barrel. The part
Where's
that
that
holds
at?
it all together, well, not really the part that holds it all together, but the stock, the part that is separate from it. So he can make it more compact and carry it to the shooting location.
Where do
Here's
you
some great
see?
examples of pictures that I pulled, where you can actually see that he clearly has something much longer. The problem is that this video
I don't see where
is so
I don't
poor,
see that.
and then on top of that, it's zoomed so it's
Fuck this guy.
That
Seriously.
looks the best. This is what I was pointing out too, where it's like, okay, maybe that's a gun right here. But okay, I'm gonna back up again. I want to hear him explaining it as he's talking because I was looking more at the images than hearing him. Here we go.
That's just the action in the barrel. The part that holds it all together, well, not really the part that holds it all together, but the stock, the part that is separate from it. So he can make it more compact and carry it to the shooting location. Here's some great examples of pictures that I pulled, where you can actually see that he clearly has something much longer. The problem is that this video footage is so poor, and then on top of that, it's zoomed so it's cropped so far in that it is very difficult to see this. And I understand why people are confused by that. But all it takes is two screws
Pointing at an image, Bob,
to put the barrel action back onto the stock itself. And it's not going to affect accuracy or anything like that. It would take less than a minute, and it's not that complicated, not that hard, but people have tried to overcomplicate it.
Yeah, this was fantastic, Gary.
This is
we're gonna
not
have you on again soon.
This is not. He's gone.
Gary Milton, Paramount Tactical.
He's gone. He didn't actually go over anything.
Are you fucking kidding me right now?
I could show 40 seconds of Peak Prosperity / Chris Masterson. I can play 40 seconds of his shit, and there's 10 times more shit there. Are you kidding me? It's like, yo, dude, whoever this guy is, let's say he had like a content creation career or whatever the fuck, you just sunk it, my man. Unless you get boosted up by other motherfuckers, bro, you sunk your shit right there because that does not come off as fucking credible at all.
If this doesn't sink his credibility as a ballistics guy, never mind a fucking YouTube guy. If this doesn't sink his credibility, then nothing fucking matters anymore.
He gets on to say, like, well, bullets can do anything. That's not fucking good enough. That's not good enough.
Can't. No, they can't, motherfucker.
It's like,
I am an amateur. I'm barely. I wouldn't even qualify as a fucking amateur next to this guy, and I can tell you why the shit that came out of his mouth is bunk.
Well, it's just the vagueness of it, Joe. It's so vague. Instead of like, yeah, I did experiments, I did this, I did that. Hey, I talked to I saw the autopsy. Something. But what he's doing is just saying like, well, things can happen. That's not good enough. I'm sorry, considering the amount of the levels of information you have to deal with. Like I said, the Chris Masterson guy is just going over this and that and this and that and this and that and ballistics tests and pathology and like all these different things. The angle of the bullet based on Google Maps and drone footage or fucking images from the crowd, whatever. The sound effects from the crowd, all that shit, bro. He's going over all those little things. Like, what the fuck is this guy saying? Like, it could be anything. Who knows? He's basically like trying to make sure, like, well, if I was like Andrew Colvett and I had a brain and a heart, I'd be like, hey, man, what do you think happened? What do you think happened? Not possibilities. What do you think happened? Well, I can't say. Like, well, what if the environment, the circumstances were this? What do you think would happen? Like, go over every little fucking detail you can, because if you think this is gonna like walk Candace away, if that was their purpose, or walk conspiracy theories away, this is just gonna mount against you guys. But they don't care about that, right? It's like Alex Jones. You will say ridiculous shit that will actually hurt you in regards to your fan base, but boost up the quote unquote apparatus above your head that you're paid to work for.
It's like,
so let's just say it anyways.
At that point, I have no choice but to suspect that this shit's being done on purpose. I have no fucking choice.
The way he answered things, it's like, oh, you're full of shit, aren't you? You're full of shit. You could be a gun expert. You could know this or that. His answers could be like somewhat correct, but it's not actually addressing the theories that these guys claim to be addressing. That is bullshit. Obvious bullshit. a simpleton's honesty. It's bullshit on that level too. It's ridiculous.
It's like,
things happen.
If I'm going circles around somebody who is supposed to do this for his job, if I can walk circles around somebody who does this shit for his fucking job, something's wrong.
I'm wrecked, Joe. I'm wrecked.
I'm actually mad right now. Stop me from doing something that he'll regret. Oh my fucking god.
I got nothing for this. They thought this was gonna like.
Oh god.
See, the theories that people are putting out there that they purposely set things up a certain way and then invited Candace a certain way to make her like, in order to get her to cancel or to say no to it. The theories look more like they're making sense now, because if this was the thing that she was gonna have to deal with, it's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Not a Candace fan. I'm just saying, like, on the surface, it looks ridiculous. You brought a ballistics expert in to not talk about the scenarios that people are actually talking about in regards to the ballistics.
Fucking waste of my time. Waste of my time, your time, Jesse's time, Chip's time, everybody's fucking time. Josh's time too.
Go ahead, Jesse. With,
yeah, I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
This guy's whole point was that anything could happen, but the one thing he does know, with the same grainy footage, is he knows the gun was there. He can clearly see it.
Yeah. Which obviously,
that's all they wanted.
Can't fucking.
They were satisfied.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, okay, thank you. They didn't really actually. He spent more time on his intro than on like what the details about like what he could clarify.
I mean, I might do another video because I believe Chris Masterson has another video, and I've seen some of his tweets. I may go over those at some point. Once again, I'm not an expert, but don't feed me this shit and tell me, you know.
Compared to the travesty, this horrendous showing, you know what? We are fucking experts. Next to this, we are fucking experts. We are Albert Einstein and Stephen Hawking next to this garbage.
I mean, maybe they're bots, but you know, if they're, it's hard for me to look at this and be like, obviously, this is just going to create more controversy and more pushback in regards to these motherfuckers, because this was not good enough. This was dog shit. And they actually built it up like, okay, hey guys, show up December 15th. We're going to talk about this issue. We're going to like debunk all the things. It's like, you watch what we just watched so far. It's like, there's nothing fucking here. You led us to an empty field promising a forest. Honestly. But whatever. Okay, there it is. There's your video. Please subscribe if you feel like. Comment. Agree, disagree. I mean, what can we say? What can we say? Just say your comments. This was ridiculous, man. It's like embarrassing, actually.
Somebody please tell me that somebody please tell me that you guys are as furious as I am about this.
I think
this is not the first time I've had to walk circles around somebody about their own line of work. Holy shit.
I have to believe that the majority of people watching, once again, I've shit on Charlie Kirk, I've shit on Candace Owens, I've shit on all these people, but on this shit, I would have to think they agree. They wouldn't be upset about this one because this is fucking ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. But go ahead, say your opinion in the comment section. Also, please don't don't forget to share, support, hopefully donate to all the links.
Or
else in the description box. Also, please check out the Discord link if you want to. We are in that Discord right now, and guess what? All opinions are welcome. Trust me, they are. Anyone can say any stupid shit they want to, out loud.
And mine are the best.
See?
So check me out, Harrison, 847fingernutharry.com.
That was actually funny.
Oh shit!
Yeah, go check Harrison out if you want to. See, Any opinions are welcome. Even dumb fuck Harrison. It's all welcome
Yeah,
here.
your time would be better spent on Harry.
And obviously, everything I showed you, including the extra shit we looked up after, everything will be linked in that same description box. Hopefully, can you see that? You can see that. If you're watching this and you want it, I'm gonna link this video as well, and you can see the timestamps right down here. It says 56:49. You can look from that point and beforehand. This guy's entire appearance on here, or the rest of the live stream that TPUSA did. You can go enjoy that on your own without us talking over it, pausing it, sneezing, farting, whatever. Go watch it yourself if you have to. And most importantly, with all that said, give this video. Yeah. Joseph? Your audio is so fucked right there. Your audio is so fucked right there, Joe. You want to try again?
You know what? Leave it in.
All right. That's what Joe said. Here you go.